both, isn't it, now? So I've just got both ready, basically. But, I mean, them trades, like I say yesterday, were pure perfect. Well, that daily one was a perfect entry.
Yeah.
Perfect entry.
Well, I don't even know how many pips it made us. But, anyway, I came out with 150 quid yesterday, so that was more than enough for me.
Lovely, lovely.
If I can do that every day.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And I just needed it to be a funded account. And then that'll be perfect.
But it's not about that, it's just about being consistent. It doesn't matter about your balance at the minute. It's just about being consistently profitable.
And if that's the kind of profit that I'm looking at, and I won't have to find a job, I can do this full time.
You can just take any account at that point. It's just about getting consistently profitable. What are we on? So I'm not gonna add that trade I took yesterday onto the stream record.
Why?
Because it wasn't on stream. I want to just add this on trades took on stream.
I suppose you can still say that we did all of the legwork on the stream for it.
Yeah.
And did all the necessary things to watch the candles yesterday to make that decision to put that as a potential trade.
Yeah.
So I can understand, like, people don't physically see the trade coming off, but can see all of the prep work we did.
Yeah.
For that. So it should technically still count. It's just, like you say, it didn't play off in the time frame that we were on, but if we'd stayed on till 4 o'clock, it would have played out.
Yeah, I know. I'll speak to Vic and I'll see what she recommends.
Yeah.
Good morning if you join us on YouTube. I'm just trying to get the chat box up. For some reason, it's not loading up.
I was going to say yesterday as well, but I know we didn't have a trade on.
Yeah.
Like I say, we'd marked everything up, but it's still, it's what you were talking about in relation to, you know, reacting to the candles and the movements that the candles are making.
Yeah.
And that's what we got a chance to really have a look at, because we weren't then watching a trade play out. We were looking at the way that the candles are reacting.
Yeah.
And how that then makes you think, all right, well, do I need to then change the way that I'm looking at my entry point at that?
So you're saying it's valid to put on?
Huh?
You're saying it's valid to put on?
I think it's valid. I was just sort of making a point that I know we didn't sort of watch a trade play out, but yesterday I felt like I learned loads.
Yeah.
Like a lot, because what we were doing. I know we had a bit of chat in between there, but
did we?
were reacting to the candles and things like that, so it's another side of it. You know, even if we didn't get a trade on yesterday, we were reacting to the market, and it gives people a chance to get an understanding of how to deal with that.
Yeah, it was a good session yesterday. So
it's still a valid day of trading of information as well.
Yeah, it was a good day for info, because days like that can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sigma. Good to see you again, mate.
Something from it.
Yeah. You learn loads from days like that. I think I've got a cold today. My nose is bloody locked in. The weather's freezing here.
It's cold, yeah. It's raining again.
Why is this bloody chat box not coming up? Come on. Might just mean we have no chat today, guys, which is not good. Morning, Abby. Good to see you again. Right, my chat box is not coming up, so how do I do this again? I can't remember here. This is right. I'm going to do a top down and then we'll sort the chat out after. I'll have to keep the chat on the side for us at the moment. I do apologise today, guys, because I think I have got a cold. I will be blowing my nose a lot. Yesterday, Like I was just talking to Dan there, yesterday was them 3 setups we had marked up. If you took every one of them would have played out. Every one. Right, they were perfect. I only took one of them later on. And I'm debating whether to add it onto the stream record or not. I don't know yet. I need to speak to Vic to see. But drop what you think. Should I add it on the stream? Because the trade technically wasn't took on stream. So let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. So let's do a top down. Make sure my mic is on. Yeah, let's do a top down and let's get into it, because I believe the daily actually didn't flip in the end and came back up. And that's why that trade at the bottom, why I said even if it wants to flip and drive, it's got to come down, tap, a break and retest, and then flip to the downside. Didn't even do that, so actually pushed back up, which is pretty good. Okay, so monthly again broke the highs. I know this is especially for the guys who are on this quite a lot, but we do get new people on, so I'm always going to do a top down. So the monthly, I broke out and created all-time highs. Okay, we had 2 bullish candles pushing up. Now, if anything, I would believe this monthly is going to come and tap 1991. So that would be our target really for this month, for it to come and tap there. Now, ideally, we don't want this candle to flip. We want it to close back into the range. And if it closes back into the range, that's fantastic. Because what's going to happen there? What range is it in? Well, it's now in this range. Therefore, we've got quite a nice range to come down. We should be coming down to these levels at 1844. Okay, so pretty nice range if we can get that monthly back in there. If the candle flips to the upside, we don't know where it's going because all-time highs. It makes it a lot more difficult for us because the way we trade is from previous data, and if we've got no previous data, then it makes it a lot more difficult. We have to go off lower time frames, so we ideally don't want that. Okay, so that's be our target this month, 1991. Weekly. Now the weeklies struggled to break these highs, above these highs. We came back, we retested. Now the thing I noticed with this week, we haven't had a top wick on this weekly, which worries me a bit. We haven't had much of a top wick. Now we had 2 weeklies test this location and rejected, and then we opened up and pushed down. Now, is this weekly going to flip to create a top wick? I do believe that, because we're technically in this range now. Okay, we're in this range. Therefore, we should be coming down to 2004 levels, right, this week. Or, if not this week, maybe the next week. Because remember, it doesn't mean one candle shoots down. It can do, like that. But it could trickle down. It could take 2 weeks to get down there. We don't know. But we've got a direction where price is going. However, this weekly's opened up and pushed down first. So does that mean this weekly is going to flip to the upside and close bullish? Which is not what we want, but it could do. So we've just got to be careful that we've got no top wick on this weekly. So if we do start pushing up, maybe it's coming up for that to create a top wick for that weekly. Okay. However, yes, we are bearish down to 2004 levels. Daily. So the daily is interesting one because the daily broke below. Rosie, man, what are you doing? You're killing me, crows. She goes mental when the taxi's here. She wants to look out the window. When my daughter's taxi. Okay, so the weekly, sorry, the daily, it broke below these lows, and even this little man of support here, we broke below. Okay, but now what's happened is, you could argue and say the daily's now closed nest play. So what a nest play is where price closes into a new zone, and then the new one struggles to break back into the range but closes bullish. And then what technically should happen then is the new candle should open up, push up, and then flip to the downside. Now that's what can happen. Okay, and then this whole move here was a nest play. It's where price struggles to break back into the range. Okay, now The thing with this daily, what's happened this morning is the daily candles opened up and pushed down first and now flipping to the upside. So what does that mean? That means the daily's going to come and test the highs. So how far can this daily go? Well, this daily can come as far as the previous wick to test it. Okay, to test it. And what it tends to do, it tends to come. If this daily is going to flip, it shouldn't really break the highs, I wouldn't imagine. It'll probably come and test this zone again and then flip to the downside. So your wick would look something like that, and you'll have a little slope going down on the wicks, and then the daily will flip to the downside. That's what tends to happen. But that only happens if we've got enough liquidity for it to drive down. So what I mean by that is, did any of the previous candles break any highs? The only one that broke a high was this one. This one broke this high here. So this picked up liquidity in order to do this big push. Okay, pulled back, and then we picked up some more liquidity but didn't break any highs. So why didn't this one flip? Didn't this one flip because it hasn't got enough liquidity? If that's the case, then does this daily need to come and break the highs before flipping, if it's going to flip? Therefore, are we going to come and break the high? Maybe at this point, because this one hasn't got much of a top wick. So all these things you take into account of where your targets are. So we've got to go worst case. So for me, target is going to be, at the moment, if the daily should be coming up to about 2040 levels, I would think, at least. So can we just buy up? That's the thing. Before this flips, it might not even flip, but until price closes bearish and respects this zone, we're currently closes into that zone, we are currently in this at the moment. The candles should be coming down to at least 2019, at least, as in the bodies. We're still in this range, we're not in this range yet. Okay, so we just got to be mindful. Right, okay, so if we be quick, because price is pushing, we might get a trade on fast. So 4 hour closed bearish. Oh, okay. So the 4 was closed bearish. Where's the 4 hour closed? The 4 hour has closed below 2027. So every time we get a 4 hour close below there, where does price go? So 4 hour close, price push to 2021. Let's mark 2021 up. Taps 2021. Forward comes straight through. Forward close, taps 2021. Forward comes straight through. Forward close, didn't come anywhere near it. Straight through. Straight through. Taps 2021. I just want to have a look at some more data. Straight through, straight through, straight through. And remember yesterday, that daily, where I said the pullback on the daily? The pullback on the daily was exactly where I said it was going to go. I'll show you shortly. So the 4s are sort of 50-50 whether we come through there. So it might be a case of waiting some more candles to print. 4 hour came down and tapped. So it's sort of 50-50 on the 4. I mean, they all do come down to at least 2021. All of them come to at least 2021. I think there's one what doesn't, this one. So this is after we've been down there. So we've been down there, come back up. So is this just us heading back up? Might be a bit risky taking anything at the minute. Let's have a look at the lower time frame. So we had a 3 hour close respecting. We've got an hour breakout. So you've just had a fake out on the hour. Look at this. This would have enticed loads of sellers in. Okay, all the stops will be above here. All been getting stopped out now. So we've had an hour close. We didn't break the highs though, so we couldn't even have took that hour really. I'm trying to see if. So once what we're trying to see is copy previous data. So Price came from the highs and tapped 2019. Price came from the highs, tapped 2019. What happens next? Okay, comes up, it taps 2033. Okay, price comes up, taps 2030. It's not perfect, but you're just trying to work out what happens. Okay, then price came back down to tap 2021. Now we didn't come down to tap 2021. We actually came back up to pick up some more liquidity in order to come back down. So was this just enough liquidity to drive up to that level anyway? And if it was, then was this just a liquidity to come back down, to come to at least 2021 and push past it? So that's what we've got to say. Are we going to come back up now to tap 2040 before coming back down again? Time. None of them come down to tap 30, so are we going to flip and drive? Let's have a look on the hour. So the hour, what's the hour done? So the hour is currently in this range. Trying to see, could we get a wing back maybe from here for this candle to flip? Because if this is going to be a fake out, that was a 2 hour fake out. Sorry, that was a 2 hour fake out, not one. What's this? So we did get a breakdown on the hour anyway. So we've got another zone here where we broke out. We've got a fake out back into the range, and it filled the range straight away. So it'll be interesting to see what this hour does. We ideally want this hour to close doji or breakout, and then we can go from there. So if this candle closes doji or closes respecting this zone, we can maybe look at wingbacks to come back down for the 4 hour to flip, if the 4 hour is going to flip, because the 4 hours had a breakout, remember, and the 4 hour target is actually 2021. All the 4 hours come and tap 2021 bar one. Okay, so 90% of the time the 4 hours, once you get a break below 2027, you then come and tap 2021 at least. Okay, so is this 4 hour going to flip? There's 2 hours left of this 4 hour. The lower time frames are going to tell us if it's going to flip. So I want to put this back here. Let me just make sure what this hourly range is like. The hourly range is like that, isn't it? It didn't break. No, it did break out. Are we coming back to fill the range? Is this us flipping and driving? Oh look, no top wick on the 15. But you've had a break on the 15. So we need, what we need is some sort of price respect in an area, or a clear breakout. This hour wasn't. You need a higher time frame break, or a higher time frame price respected in an area. So that's either on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, and then you start scaling down and looking at an entry. Okay, but until you get them high time frame breaks, we can't do anything at the minute. Yes, we're bullish. We've had a fake out, but it hasn't closed above this range for me. Is that even a range? Let me put the yeah, so we've got one here. So that's it's a small range, that, like. I don't like that. Sometimes these are not perfect. They just help you sometimes. So So what we want is either, if we get an hour close like this, and then we get a pullback, we can look for buy stops above. But we need a decent pullback where we don't get the, because if we get the fake out, which we could do, we could get the fake out back into the range. We don't want to get caught out on that, so we've got that potential, but I can't do anything at the minute. I just want to have a look. If we do get a break above 2032, what then happens to price? Where do we go? So we know that we come and tap 2036. Okay, we tap 2036. Hour, we came back, tested, and then we come up, tap 2036. I will break back in, and then he came up, tap 2036. Where do you come then? You then come back straight through, fake out here. This is what we could get. Hour through 2036. So 2036 is quite a strong. You can also power through mine, but it is quite a strong area. Hour up. Comes and taps 2040, so that's another potential. It's sort of similar to yesterday, really. A couple of wingbacks to the high. Our pullback, so we could buy up. Thanks, Darren. Morning, Forex World. Thanks, buddy. 2032. Straight through on the hour here. So, and we've still got 40 minutes left. It means we do have time for the hour to really drive if it wants to. But I'm just starting to think, if the hour comes up to tap 2036, where does it pull back to before driving? It looks like it pulls back to 2031. But I don't really want to take a sell here because the daily's already done a bottom wick. If the daily had not done a bottom wick, and we were pushing up first, I'd be looking at sells straight away. But because we've created that bottom wick, it looks like the daily can actually close bullish into that next range. So I think we need to come and tap 2036. They all seem to tap 2036, don't they? So if that's the case, it's just a case of waiting for an hour close above. But let's have a look, see if we can catch a lower time frame, because if you get one candle what drives through a range like that, what you need to do then is you need to try and find where it initiates from. So you want to look at lower time frames in and around this area to see where it initiates. Winston, where it initiates from. So 15 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. And if you can identify where it initiates from, then you can catch this one big pushing candle going up. Okay, so let's see what a 15 is like. So we've had a 15 break above now. If we get a 15 close above it, and this is all what trading is. If you get a 15 close above your zone, what happens to price? If 90% of the time it pushes to 2036, and it's happened 20 times, your odds are pretty good, and that's going to do it again. Okay, 15 close. You don't quite tap 2036, but you do tap 2035. We've not tapped 2035 yet. Let's have a look at this. I am keen on a wing back though, because we do. There's 12 pips. Could we not just get a wing back from 2035? 36, sorry. Okay, let me have a look. it's quite a strong area where you reject from. You come to at least 2035, which is 12 pips. So is that an area where every time price comes comes back? See, I would prefer the buys, to be honest with you, but it's tough. Up, back down. There's an area here as well. When you tap 2038, it's sort of similar to yesterday, really, isn't it? Oh, look, we're powering up with this 15. I think we need some more candles to print, really, guys. If we can get a 30, let's see what the 30s do. So if we get a 30 close above here, what does price do? You do tend to tap. The reason I'm looking at these wing back sells here is because we still haven't broke out the range technically. No candle has broke out yet, but you haven't fully filled the range as well, so that's not really the best. But you still haven't broke out. So is this candle going to pull back and close doji? That's what we're trying to work out. And if it is, does that mean this is just the reach? This is just the reach up to grab. And if that's the case, we tend to tap 2036 and pull back. So I am keen on a wing back sell. That's the only reason why I'm keen on a wing back sell. The 15 is the highest time frame what's broke out at the minute. The 30, the 1 hour, everything's to the downside. Oh, sorry, closing respecting. But it's just the daily, because the daily, remember, the daily can actually come all the way up to 2041 if it wants to. So are we going to carry on until 2041? That's the thing. The 4 was closing in. The 4 will give us a lot more guidance on direction, because if the 4 will close like this, you then know that the 4 is then going to definitely come and fill 2040. But if the 4 flips and closes Nestle or Doji, yeah, then you know that's your direction to come back down. So the 4 was massively going to help, but it's in an hour and a half. So what are we doing? Can we not get a 5? I haven't traded 5s for a while, to be honest. So at the minute we can't do anything. The 30 minute is probably the only thing. So if the 30 doesn't come up and tap 2036 and we get a pullback, we can potentially get a wing back buy from 2032. But that's if it pulls back, because it might not pull back. And also, then you've got to say, if you think about it, if the new 30 does pull back to 2032, that then, what will the 1 hour look like? The 1 hour will look like it's pulling back to close respecting. Therefore, if it closes respecting, the new candle then should come back down. But if we take a wing back buy from here to come up, it means we didn't actually break out of this range and we're just coming down. So again, that's a bit risky. So if anything, probably buy stops off the 30, but you'd need a pullback. Let's see what this 30 does in 3 minutes. And then we'll go from there. We know it's going to close bullish, but is it going to tap 2035 first, or is it going to trickle up? Because that's what tends to happen. If you look at the 30s, they tend to just trickle up. So you've got a 30 close like this, new 30 done nothing, and then the new 30 that taps 2035, then we come back down. So we don't want this type of stuff, really. I watched what did I watch last night? Napoleon last night.
Any good?
Do you know what? I liked it, but it did have bad reviews when I was looking at the reviews.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, mate. I like the history. I think they made him out to be sort of, I don't know. That they made him out to be a bit of a weirdo, and also they made him out to like he done bad for France because he lost so many men. The men he took to war, he lost so many. They sort of numbered them all at the end. And I was like, why? Like, is this movie sort of to show the stuff he'd done in a good light or a bad light? At the end, it sort of tainted it a bit, where actually it was trying to portray him as a sort of a bad guy for France. Like, he absolutely loved France.
Yeah.
Because they just numbered all the men at the end. It was like, oh, he lost this many here, he lost this many here. And I was like, oh, well, right. Look at this pushing candelier. Yeah, Fives Pro. So we can't take anything yet. These are not wing backs, guys. These are just areas where price can potentially reject from. If we had a doji candle in here, another hour, close respecting, and then we had this big push, yes, I'd have this wing back on. But at the minute I can't, because this hour didn't even fill the range. Because what tends to happen when, I'll try and copy this, when you've got a bit of a room to go where you haven't filled the range, it means, what it tends to mean is, two things. It means the new hour's going to close and you're going to trickle up with a small next hour. It's not going to move much because it's going to fill the range, or you're just going to power straight past it. It's not taken into consideration. So you sort of want this hour to close bang on respecting, which was here, bang on respecting, and then it means, if you think about it like this candle's got no room to just mess about. It's got to pick a direction. It's got to be in the next range or stay in this range. It's got to choose, basically. Where when you're like this, it's like it's still got to choose, but it's got another chance to delay choosing, because it could just close like that, and then it'll have to choose. And that makes, I don't know if I've explained that right for you, but basically you ideally want to fully fill in the range like that. Just means you've got to wait longer, basically. Oh, look at this hour. What are you doing? Are you going to close back down here for us? 30 minutes. No top wick. If this 30... Which advantage point here? If this 30 come back down, does this 30 need to break the highs again? If we can break the lows. What time are we on? Okay, so London's open now. That'll be a bit risky. We're best off waiting for the hour, really. Because we don't know what this hour's going to do we? Because we haven't had a proper breakout. We sort of want this hour just to close like this, breaking out, and then we've got a nice excuse me, we've got a nice wick to fill, and you should be coming up to tap 2036. But it's whether this 30 is going to flip, because if this 30 flips now, it's likely. I say likely because this 30 didn't do, but all the others do come up to tap 2036. But I think I want to wait for the hour, really. I think it'll just give us more direction, because at the minute we haven't got direction. Yeah, we are currently stuck in this minging range. We're in here. That's where we are. We haven't broke out anywhere. We broke out. We had a fake out to the down, and then we came back into the range. But we currently haven't broke out of this range at the moment. Till we get an hour close above. That's my higher time frame break. And then I sort of jump on. I mean, this is teasing you in though, because you've got no top wicks on this 30, so is this 30 gonna flip to the upside? I don't know why my chat's not working, guys. I do apologise. I mean, you don't really need to see the chat, do you? Just if people ask questions. I'm doing... This is the thing with technology, what really pisses me off, because I'm doing the exact same thing I've done on every stream. I've done nothing different. It's just not working. It's not showing up. Interesting.
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
Oh, I can't do that, mate. It takes me ages to set up. Takes ages. Takes ages to set up. Yeah, I'll show you this daily, guys, from yesterday. So, if you watch yesterday's stream, all the setups we put in there, all of them played out. So if you took them all, you would have made some nice money. So, we know this daily, it broke out. And you know when I go on about previous data, all the answers are previous data. And that's why you get these sayings where don't think in trading. You've got to just act upon what you see. And it's true. So this daily it broke out, therefore we should have been coming down. So the bias was bearish. Okay. But this daily it was on its pullback. It was doing a pullback, and then we were expecting this to flip. Now it didn't flip, but it did close nest play. Right? But if we look at previous data and you try and find a candle similar to this, okay? So this candle here had closed in a similar area to it. It also came down and tapped a similar area with the wicks, right? And then what happened is the next candle, what happened to the next candle? Well, it pulled back and it came to tap 2041, and we had a wing back sell from 2041. And currently, I think we were 2037 levels. Okay, but it didn't happen till New York, so I wasn't on the stream at that point. But it did get another push up perfectly. It would have activated, yeah, and then just pulled back down straight away, straight into profit. So it was a perfect wing back sell to come back down. What is this daily? If you had to bet. You had to place a bet. Is this daily going to close bullish or bearish? What would you put? What would you put, Dan?
Bearish.
Why?
Why?
Was it a guess?
I don't know. Yes.
Well, what do we see? What do we see? So
It pulls back first.
yeah, I mean, so if we act upon what we see, okay, what do we see? Right, we've seen that the daily closed, broke out, and then we've had a nest play. So we haven't broke back into the range yet. However, it is a bullish closure,
Yeah.
so therefore it gives it a bit more of a chance that this could close bullish. And then this daily's done a bottom wick first, and then it's flipped to the upside. Now, bear in mind, it's a daily candle, so when I say first, there's still 13 hours left of today, so we're halfway through. So it could still flip to the downside if it wants to. So yeah, so it's like this is where in trade at the minute we're like, we don't know, do we? So what do? We'd wait. We'd just wait. We'd wait another day for this to close. But that's exactly the same on the lower time frames. If you're unsure, just wait another candle to print.
Yeah.
Until you are sure. If you're struggling to find trades and you're making trades up when it's just not lining up for you, just leave it. Just come away from the chart, and you've got to just wait. So, but knowing that this is a pretty tricky, this daily can do anything at the minute. But we know how candles work, don't we? What can we exploit out of this daily? Well, this daily, we know it's probably going to come and test the previous wick at least. If not, want to break the highs in order to drive back down, if it's going to drive down. Then we look at the bottom wick and go, okay, is that enough of a bottom wick for the daily? Should the daily come back down to at least 2019? Because we haven't tapped any of these levels at 2019. So are we currently hovering? So you're just trying to squeeze out what you can, the information from it, but only from what you see, really. So at the moment, we can do anything. But what's going to tell us? The lower time frames are going to tell us. 4 hour. What's the 4? If the forward break closes bullish like this, then the new 4 is probably going to give us a bottom wick, not much of a bottom wick, and then push to fill the range. That'll probably give us a direction. Today's probably on this 4 hour. Because remember, the 4 was broke out. So is this 4 going to flip to the downside, close nest play, or is it going to close bullish back into the range to come back up? We don't know, so we're just going to have to wait. And same with the hour, because even if we do get an hour break above here, have I deleted all my? I have, haven't I? Deleted all my drawings, haven't I? What a donut. Even if we get an hour break above there, it still doesn't mean we're going to drive, because what can we get here?
Fake out.
Could get a fake out, yeah. Could get a fake out just back into the range, and that would initiate the forward pulling back. Now, I don't think we'll get a fake out though, because we had a fake out to the downside. So I just don't think we'll get a fake out to the upside. I think, if anything, this is probably the push to the next range at 2038 levels. But I could be wrong. It's Forex, anything can happen. Good morning, Vicky. Bloody hell, what are you doing up so early? It's not like you. I'm sure she just jumps on, drops me a like, and then jumps off. $20 minutes left for a closure. What did the 30 do? Look at this 30 now. 20 minutes left of this 30. So is this hour going to push back up and flip and push the wick? Probably not, because it's tapped some areas there. So there's no point getting a buy stop on the 30 really. I mean, it could do, but this is quite a strong area here where the 30s do see some resistance around here. Tell you what though, that wing back would have worked out, wouldn't it? But you just can't take it really. Yes, that's right, Sigma. No top wick. It could flip as well, but what I'm trying to rule out is the reason why I haven't got it on is because the hourly, the previous hour technically is still in this range. So I just want to rule out this hour closing back into the range, and flipping really. And if it's going to do, it's going to do on the 30. But I mean, if the 30 is to flip to the upside now, it's likely to start coming back up to 2038. I've lost my levels. I must do these again now, aren't I? Yeah, you're probably going to be coming up to look. So I like that, aren't we? Because we were talking about getting a wing back buy on here, so buying from here to come back up, but we need to. We're still in this lower range, so we can't. We're not even in this range on the higher time frame. We're still in this range. We're still in this range, and this candle will fill the range if it closes like this. If it fills it, close respect, and then technically we should be coming back down. But what that means is, it means then you're probably going to get a doji candle with the next candle, bearish, and then you're going to have to wait another hour where you probably break the highs and then flip, and that's the move. So we sort of don't. I do want to break to the high, because then we can just take a buy up, because we haven't tapped them areas yet. Actually, we have tapped 35, but get some decent tunes on today. It's on my list to do, but I just never get around to doing it. Trying to find some bloody YouTube songs.
Because we'll have such good chat.
Yeah, true. Let's get some music on quick. What the hell is this? My name is Raining Tacos.
Raining Tacos?
Yeah, I've just put in like non-copyright YouTube songs. Is that you, Martin? You're alright, mate. You're still quiet, mate. We're gonna. I'll do what it is. For Christmas, I'm gonna buy you some new headphones. I'm gonna treat you to some new headphones.
You do come out with a lot.
Yeah, there's no it's now on at the minute. We need to wait for an hour close, 15 minutes. Got some down.
Pull back.
Is the 30 gonna flip? That's the question. Is the 30 gonna flip? I'm just trying to think, do we need to come and tap 20, 30, 50? Could we not just take a wing back sell? That'd be a good advantage point. Do we need to come and tap? Ooh, do we need to come and tap 20, 30 in order to drive up to 2037? Let me just have a look, guys. So if we get a 30 close, so again, if looking for wing backs, it's previous data again. When you get a 30 close above 2032, where does price pull back to? Okay, well, let's bomb through the floor. 30 close. Look what this 30 done. Can you see that?
Yeah.
30 close comes, taps, flips. Could that be the wing back buy for us? And even these areas, quite a solid area. But that's only if we don't tap 2037. If we tap 2037, this would not be on. So let's have a look for some more. So look, 30 messes about, taps, back up, then goes. Ooh, this could be on this, guys. Ooh, these ones didn't do it. So it's a case of whether it pulls back that far or not, or whether this 30 is going to flip. Because this 30 could be. It is flipping now, isn't it? Is it flipping now?
It's not flipped yet, but it's.
Yeah, it can flip and drive, because some of them do come straight through. But
It's just messing about.
like yesterday was a pure messing about day.
Like you say, even if it's sort of a couple of days of it messing about, when we're doing this, we're still getting a chance to see how it's messing about and how we're changing with sort of perceptions of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And then like yesterday paid off, but it was 1:30. I was out with the dog.
Yeah.
Came back in, and sort of hit were angry and then dropped. I was just like, out,
Yeah.
out.
Look at this 30. So this 30 actually closes back in. Do you know what? This might be on this 2030. And our get off would be the 30 closure. Whether you're going to get back down to that. Because you're going to get an hour close now. So if it's going to happen, this will probably happen with the hour close. When the hour closes like this, the new hour should pull back. But because even if the hour is going to fake out and wants to break the lows, it's not going to fake and drive all the way. You're gonna get like just a close back in, like so.
Yeah.
Or even if it's like this, worst case, you're not probably not gonna fill this full range with the 1 hour. The new hour is gonna have to come back anyway, tap previous support and then flip. So could we not take a wing back buy from 2030, take partial move to break even at 2032.01, hoping that the hour is just having a pullback, ready for the flip to fill the range.
Yeah.
That could potentially play out. Therefore, that would go in line with the daily coming up to create a steeper top wick, because you haven't tested this wick yet. Interesting. This could potentially be on. I mean, where would a second entry be as a worst case if the hours? What would be the get out? Well, look at this hour here, for example. The hour broke down like this. The new hour still comes back, taps. It's only this one where it took a few hours. Where would stops have to be though? I bet you hate it when I put my stops.
I do.
What? 130 pips?
Not a chance.
I bet you're like, yeah, that's not too bad, and then I go, Do you know what it is, mate? It's because I've learned the hard way. I've lost money, loads of money, when I've had stops too close. You're just best off making them where you've got a chance to get out of the trade. That's what it's all about. It's not about how much money, because I never really think now, oh yeah, but if my stops are close I'll make more money. I never ever think that now. Never. It's more about, okay, how can I get out? How can I protect my capital? Okay, if I come to here, I've still got a chance where price can reverse from and still come through to hit my take partial. And that's where you've got to switch your mindset, really.
Because how many lots do you use on that as well, though?
Well, I risk 2% per trade, so it depends on the account, really. So if it's a 200k account, I risk 4 grand on that. And here's another thing. I'm happy with 4 grand loss, and you might think, fucking hell, that's a lot. I know, but I know from previous data, as in my logbook, that I can take about 4 losses in a month, really, and still be profitable. Not much, but still be profitable.
Yeah.
Because I have such a high win rate, you know, it's sort of rare I take that many. Touch wood. But the only thing what's going to tell you that is your logbook. Your logbook's really key. Like if you want to trade, guys, right, and you want to take it serious, you have to have a logbook, because what it does, it gets rid of that horrible word, and it's doubt.
Yeah.
When you've been on a good run, doubt creeps in and goes, do you know what? Am I just lucky? Is it just been, the market's been easy? Is it going to get harder? Doubt just creeps in. But if you look back over your logbook and think, do you know what? I've been profitable every month here. Yeah, and it brings your confidence back up and gets rid of that doubt. Actually, you can trade. So your logbook's very, very key, really.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm just thinking, if we get an hour break, the hours can come to 2026, But then what would that be? That would be the forward flipping, and we don't want to be stuck in that, do we? Because if this, remember, this forward technically is still in this range, guys. Remember, still in this range. Therefore, the forward should be coming down. So the forward can flip to the downside at any point. And if it's going to start flipping, it's going to start flipping on the last hour. But if this hour breaks out, the likelihood of the forward flipping fully is probably rare, because it means you would need 1 hour candle to look like that. And then you go, okay, can the hour do that? Well, then you look at previous data. Now, it has done it here. But still, even if it goes here, the fall would still be bullish back into the range. Therefore, the new 4 hour is probably opened up, pulled down, and then the new 4 was carried on. So you're still okay. Yeah. So, let's have a look at these hours. I mean, you can actually power through, look at the hour. So we're going to do that, and that would be the forward pulling back. He might hate me.
Really would have flipped.
Yeah, he might hate me for this, but we might have to wait for the forward, guys. Because this forward can flap. This forward can flip at any point to the downside, and if we take a trade, the only way, I don't know whether this wing back would be on, because if this wing back, if the hour is going to power down, you'd get activated, power straight through, and the forwards can actually flip, or the 1 hours can flip and drive, and it won't give us much of an advantage point. So this is probably too close. However, on the lower time frames, it does tend to work out, because remember, candles don't just flip and then drive like that. They're constantly moving up and down. So it could activate, pull back, and then go. That's what could happen. But really, you sort of want to go with the higher time frame trend. You need everything to line up. Currently, the 4 was still bearish. The 1 hour is now 10 bullish. So we've got a bit of contradiction. I'm thinking if the hour closes like this and the new hour pulls back, can potentially get a buy stop on, but the hour has to close above this mess here. If it doesn't close above this mess, then it's probably no go, because this mess then means the new hour can just close bearish, and then you got another hour closes bullish, and then you just mess about. That's when we could sort of start looking at this wing back, because the 4 hour would close up here if we got that. So 5 minutes for an hour close, guys. Let's see what happens. If you're watching on YouTube, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. We trade most weekdays from 8 o'clock in the morning London session. We're a fairly new channel. The company itself has been going for quite a while now, and we have got a community. I'll drop the link tree buttons in the comments. Jump into our Discord, it's free. Chat with all the members and things like that. Yeah, I mean, the way they filmed the movie last night, the way they filmed it was really nice, but like the graphics and that. But to be honest, I preferred the old Napoleon. I don't know if you've seen the old Napoleon movie. I enjoyed that. I was gonna watch that as a kid with my dad. I used to watch all the old war movies, even the black and white ones as a kid. I wasn't bothered, it was black and white. I mean, imagine trying to get your kids to watch a black and white movie. Have you got kids, Dan?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Well, imagine trying to... Well, if people are watching on YouTube, or Martin, if you try to get your kids to watch a black and white movie, they'll be like, what is this? On a big back telly.
With a VHS?
Yeah, with a VHS, yeah.
It'd just be like, what is this? Ancient technology?
Yeah, they said something. I can't remember what they said now. They say I'm vintage, which means old. Yeah. What was it? And it made me feel proper old, because for me it wasn't old. What was it? Oh, I'll have to ask Emma. They'd seen something what wasn't even that old. It was like in the 2000s, but they were like, oh my god, that's so vintage, and it made me proper old. Feel proper old.
Like, oh my god. Just like, yeah, look at this. This is from the 80s.
Oh, is it? That means it's 30s flipped. Oh, look at the 30, guys.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. That wasn't my trade to take that. I mean, the 30. You've got a bit of a messy area here, haven't you? You don't know whether you're going to come back down or come straight through. Now, let's assess. Yeah. Yeah. Are you in? Are you in on this?
No,
oh, right. Yeah, it would have been nice. Now let's assess once we get up here. If we can't do anything until we get the hour and 4 hour close, really. Well, the hour close, if you like. If the hour, we need to see what the hour does. As in, if it closes like this, where's it gonna go next? Where's the next hour gonna go? Can we sort of exploit it? So it's whether this is going to tap 2030. So I would think it would. I mean, there's only a minute 30 left. So if it doesn't, are we then going to come up, tap, and then flip? Interesting. Interesting. Say again, Martin. 2 seconds. I'll stop the music. Say again, mate. Yeah, when you're looking at previous data, so is more recent better than older ones? Yeah. Well, it is, yeah, but all I'm doing is I'm trying to go back to get enough to work out my probability, and that's all I'm going back for. So obviously the more data the better. So because if I only use this here 5 times out of 5, it might come through to 2037. So it's 100% that's going to come through to 2037. But if I add previous data on as well, the odds might change. It might actually only be 50%. But it doesn't mean, maybe this is what you're asking, is it doesn't mean that it's more likely to do this than older data. I suppose over time I probably would, but I haven't seen a pattern really, so it doesn't really make a difference.
I was going to say, you're just looking for when prices moved into this zone at any point, how it's reacted.
Yeah.
That's basing your judgment on going forwards is just what price is done in this range, whether it's, back in 1980 or whether it was last week. So, I think that's the main thing to take away from it. You're just looking to see how price is reacting in that zone, and if it's done the same thing every single time it's hit that zone. If it has, then going forwards, that's what you're basing your information off, is that this is what happened when it hit this zone.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't matter where or when. It doesn't matter when it's happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it's in.
Yeah. It's just where is it gone when it hit this zone. So for this price, this is how it's reacted at this.
So guys, we've had an hour breakout. Broke above 2035. So we should come and tap 2037. If I can get a little pullback, potentially get in on this coming up.
It's got no quick as well, isn't it? So
yeah, but I want a bit of a pullback.
Bigger pullback.
Yeah, but we don't need much really. The momentum's pretty heavy. It's like hovering. When it's hovering like this, because there's nothing to stop it. You're literally in here now.
Yeah.
In here, therefore you should be coming. But if we can just come down, tap previous support, it might be a case of just getting a buy stop on. I just don't like the 4 because the 4's had such a big push up now. We're going the last hour of the 4, so is the 4 going to pull back and leave us a wick to fill? Therefore, would that put us back into drawdown, or are we going to power fairer on the 4? Because if you look, if we look at previous data now, look at this 4. This is similar to what we've got. This 4 came from here. I'll try and get them both on the same screen. Okay, so we've came from here, these levels. And then this is a big pushing candle, but look where it stops here. It stops there. And then you pull back with a new 4. And then you tap 2037. So now we're going into the last quarter of this 4 candle. Are we going to carry on to tap 2037? Or are we going to start pulling back to close in and around this area of 2034? And then the new 4, is that going to give us a pullback, and then we could probably get this wing back buy on? That would make more sense, because if you look at this 4 pulls back to 20. I don't know if you can see that because I've tried to get both on one screen. But then again, if you look at this 4 came from this level straight through and then pulled back. So you still got that wing back buy on here, look. Even coming back down, tap. That wing back buy is really nice. If we can get a forward close, we get a forward close above anywhere really, above here, above 2030. With the new 4 hour, we'll get a wing back buy on. As soon as this forward closes, wing back buy on 2030.37. We can even keep it on, even if it taps 2037. From what I'm seeing is you tap it, you still catch it. I just want to see on the way back down, even coming back down, look, tap there. Yes, you went into drawdown a tad and then you still came back. So it's quite a nice area really. Let me just have a look at previous a bit more. Fours came up. Yeah, look, even coming back in. Tap, back up. Tap, back up. Whoa, yeah, this is a nice one. Nice one. This came straight through, but you tapped all the way at 2048. So if we tap 2048, then the wing back's not on. Okay? Because it means it's picked up enough. You think the higher it goes up, the steeper it can go down, and the faster it can go down. Just filling that card up, isn't it? Back. That might have stopped you out, so it might mean we go like that. Because this even would have worked. Target would be actually 2037 to come back up to 2037. Would that work with the 2037? Back up 2037. Oh yes, look at that. 2037. That would be lovely. Okay, I like that. I really like that. Now that's in another hour though. Look at this hour. What's this hour doing? I can't take this, guys. By all means, take it if you want to take it. It is a valid trade, but the thing with me, I am very picky with my trades, because the way I look at trading is I don't take many trades a day, but I have such a high win rate. It's because I am picky. I'm like a sniper. I get one shot, and it's got to be the perfect shot. And if I miss, that means taking another shot is going to be very difficult, because everyone's aware that I'm shooting them. Right, so that's the way I look at it. It's just I need to take that perfect shot, and what do I want to see? But this is a clear 1 hour breakout, so you should be coming up to tap 2037. You might even come a bit higher, but the only thing why it might slow down is because what happens with candles, as candles are moving, Obviously, they're not just going up like that. I'll put it white so you can see. They're not just going up like that. They're constantly moving up and down. And what tends to happen, the last quarter, and this happens on every time frame candle, the last quarter of that candle is when it'll push, and then it goes into the last quarter. That's when you tend to start pulling back. And what that does, creates that wick. That's how every candle has a wick. It tends to happen in the last quarter of the candle. So you'll get 3/4 of the candle pushing in that direction, and the last quarter will start pulling back. Now we're going to the last quarter of the 4 hour. Yes, it could still push. Okay, but it's like, for example, I would definitely not be looking at taking a trade if it's the last 15 minutes of a 4 hour candle. I probably wouldn't look to be taking trades at that point. Or even the last 15 minutes of a 1 hour candle, because you know you're going to get that pullback. And then obviously the new candle, if you're bullish, what will tend to happen is you'll pull back first, and then you'll flip to come and fill the wick and push past the wick if we're heading in that direction. And that's how candles work basically. So I'm going to wait for this 4 hour in 50 minutes I think, unless a lower time frame shows me something. So the way I trade, guys, you can use limit orders, buy stops, sell stops, or sometimes I'm like, guys, I'm in on this. So you've just got to listen and wait out, because sometimes the lower time frames might print something really nice for us, and I know it's going to have to break the highs again to come down, so therefore we just sort of buy on the spot type of thing. So you've had a 15 minute break to the high now, so is this 15 going to push up, or are you going to get a fake out on this? It'd be nice if price can come down without tapping 20.
No bottom wick on the 5 minute candle.
In there. Oh yeah. It's closed respecting the minor support as well. I say minor support. There's actually quite a strong support here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So you might just pull back to 2033 and then still come through. But there is a minor support here, guys. On the 5. Is this 5 going to flip to the downside? Because if you think about it, do you know what? The 4 is going to have to give us a bottom wick. Or does it? Because you've already you broke the lows to come back up. So do you need that bottom wick? If you look at previous data and you try and work out where can we go, well, we came down to these. Every time we come down to these levels, where do we push next? Well, we pushed to 2033. Now we've bypassed that and actually came and break the highs, so that means we're back on this area. And then where do we go? We then come down to 2027, which we've done that now, 2027. So therefore, where can we go next? What's the next move? Well, the next move is this. So is that what we're going to do? Are we then going to come back up? That looks a bit dirty, that, doesn't it? Looks a bit dirty, that. Paolo, good morning, my friend. How are you doing? So, welcome to the stream. We're not here drawing dirty pictures. What we're saying is, price could start coming up. That looks even dirtier. Right, I'll stop now.
Take the circles off.
Yeah. So, is this initiating this move here? And then what would that mean on the daily? Well, that would mean on the daily that the daily is going to close bullish, or at least push and break the highs. It would make sense with the daily breaking the highs, wouldn't it? So, is that what's going to happen? Is that what's going to happen? And if that's the case, we ideally want wing back buys, don't we? Hence us wing back buy from here, 2030. Because if we can get this 4 hour close like this, new 4 hour pulls back, test previous support. Now it only has to test this area. However, previous data has showed us that it can come a bit further and tap 2030. Okay, so that's my perfect entry, that one there. So if we can come back, tap, and then flip with the forward, initiating this move to come up, that would be fantastic for us. But it's just whether we get down to this 2030 levels. We might only get, if we close respecting 2036, it means we might only come back to 2032, which we can look at potential wing back by there as well. Okay, shooting off early this morning. Yeah, no worries, Abby, no problem. Soft play, I don't miss them days sitting in a soft play area with the kids bloody running about. Don't miss them days. Nah, I do really. Love kids. Love kids.
Finding a sock in the ball pit and things like that.
Yeah.
Look at socks.
Where's your socks at? Oh, I took them off, flung them in the ball pit. You're the only dad in there doing backstrokes trying to find this bloody sock.
Yeah. Emptying the ball out and then you got your hand all the stuff in there you think I didn't want to find that.
Yeah.
Some things I found in ball pits, you thinking, another one. Dead safe, love, honest.
Yeah.
Nothing in there that's disinfected, just
The most unhygienic place like in the world, a kid's ball pit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything in there. Pink eye and everything in there.
How are we going to come up and tap here? There is an area where we reject from at 2039.87. But I can't take a wing back sell from that. But you should come and tap it and then pull back, even if you want to drive up. Because this is, what is this area? Let's mark this up now, because so there's that. Let's get rid of this. Let's clean up these charts. There's that. Yeah, so that's the 4-hour range, isn't it? And then the next range above is like these levels. It's actually these levels, yeah. These don't quite make it, this one does. So that's the sort of next range. This is not the cleanest, these areas. 40 minutes, man. How are you gonna calm down? It's not really driving though, is it? It's trickling. See how it's slowing down now? Is it slowing down because we're going to the last hour? Are we slowing down? Are we gonna come back down? 15 close. Just thinking if we could take a wing back from here, because if you think about this 4, even if this 4 wants to drive up, okay, this 4 is now not just gonna go, is it? It's not gonna do that, because you've only got an hour left of it. You've got 43 minutes left of this forward. However, it could still push a bit further. But even if it closes above into this range, the new 4 has to pull back and tap previous support anyway, because you've had this is one hell of a pushing candle on the 4. We know from previous data, you come back to at least 2032 levels here. There's another little area here. But the majority of the time, you come down to 2030. So could we not take a wing back buy from a wing back sell from 2038, these levels here, for then the 4 to then, but it only happen on this 4. So if this 4 can reach up now and then pull back to give us a top wick, it would have to activate on this 4, and then the new 4 hour opens up, gives us that pullback, which we're in the trade at this point, takes us down to 2030 and then flips, and at that point, you know, we've had our trade. Could we not do that? Could we not do that? I want to have a look at, where do these go here? Because even if you do get a forward break above, look at this 4 comes back, you get out at break even. Day partial move to break even would be here. $25 pips. It's not bad. Maybe a bit closer. Now I know we're bullish, but you know, we're scalpers, and this is where, if you're reading charts, you know sort of what you can do, because you think for this, remember what I always keep saying is when price is starting to reverse, what you'll get is you'll get a bearish close. So let's say this closes bearish, this 15. What you'll get is one 15-minute candle will break the highs and then flip. Exactly, what a perfect example. Look at this. I think I showed this yesterday as well, didn't I? 15 bearish close, then we had a doji, it was this one, and then he broke the highs and then flipped. Can we get something the same? But it could happen from 2038, that's the thing. Would 2038 be the one? Would 2038 be the one to do it? And what is that? There's your 10 pips. I would feel you've got to come higher up though, that's a thing. So maybe... $20.38 wing back sell back down off the forward, that could probably work that. And our get out would be the forward closing above. If the 4 hour closes above 2038, we know to get out the trade. As we pull back, we just get out at break even. Because we could just be getting something like this. Well, we come back down anyway. But we might not even get activated here, guys, because we've got, what's the 30 doing? So the 30 looks like it's going to be closing bearish. Can you pop up? That's the thing. I don't know if you're going to pop that far up though. You might only pop 2. There's another little area here at 2037. We might just pop 2037 and then reject from there. But you need a good advantage point. The advantage point would be here. So it's not about getting activated early, it's the advantage point. If the forward does break above, then on the pullback, if we enter here, the pullback might not come that far, might just come and test previous support, 2038. So you need enough to get out. We're close, guys. It's building up. It's building up. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. But it might be a fast ball because we have got potentials either side. It'd probably happen. What you'd need to see is a 15-minute close. That would take us to 9:30. That would then be a 30-minute bearish close. And then, that's what we would need, the first sign. And then the new 15 or new 30 would then pop up and then flip. That would initiate the move back down. So this wing back sell potentially is on, potentially. Okay, but we need to have a close in 8 minutes, sorry. Okay, so I will be back in a second, guys. I'm just gonna go make a brew and that, We've got 8 minutes. We're going to wait for 15-minute close. Let me just put this on. Go and get yourself a brew. Okay, I'll be back in a second. How are we looking? So 15 bearish close. Nice. So 15 bearish close. So if we can get, how's this 15 closed? Because the 4, it would be a bit more of an aggressive move this, because I can't see the 4 powering. You've got to get activated on this 4, otherwise it gets deleted. 30 minutes left. So the 30 didn't close bearish, did it? I mean, could that still play out really? It's probably unlikely it's going to pop up there, that's the thing. This hour's done nothing. Halfway through it hasn't done anything. Are we going to come back down? Is the hour gonna hit that zone? That's the question. If it does, the 4 should give us a pullback anyway. So 30 minutes in, 15. But I can't see it popping up. Good morning, Krish. No, we're not looking for short. Well, we are at the moment, but it might not play out, as in we might not get activated, because we're more looking for buys, mate. We're sort of bullish really with the daily, but we know the 4 needs a pullback, so we're trying to see if we can exploit the 4 on the pullback. I've got potential sell from 2038, because I think if you need to, I don't think we can fully break and close above these highs without coming back to at least 2032. But that's once we've been up there. So I think we need to do that really. So this is on at the minute, this wing back sell from 2038. But I just want to see if, because we can pop up to 2041. Some of them do tend to pop up at 2041 then come back. Can we not just look at that? You can power through as well. You're gonna have to come back down, aren't you? Apart from here, this is the one I don't like. You came from 2032, you actually came all the way back up. Now eventually you do play out, so stops would just have to be above here. So it would play out. Now we have had a big pushing candle on the 4, so a huge pushing candle. Is this 4 going to push and power up? Probably unlikely. It's probably going to have to come back down for a pullback. So if this 4 can just come and activate now, might not activate. It's sort of good. We've got options. We've got potential for a sell and we've got potential for a buy. Depends which way it moves first. Okay. Because even if the 4 breaks, that's how we get out. If the 4 closes above here on the pullback, we get out around break even. But you should still pull back to it anyway, but around break even. But I'll be looking at a wing back sell for me, guys. Wing back sell for me. A take partial move to break even would be 2037. That will be our 10 pips. Now it's got to happen on this forward though within 24 minutes. If it doesn't, then that plan's scrapped. Okay, the plan's scrapped. We're then looking for a wing back buy from 2030. That's what I'm after mainly, because we're fully bullish now. It means that even the 4 hours close bullish, unless you get a fake out on the 4 hour. But we haven't tapped and filled the range yet. So what we want to see with the new 4 hour is a pullback first. Okay, we've actually got 2 areas. Wing back buy. So what would stops be? So we've got this going on. Stops would be 2014, but target at this point would be up at 2047. Okay, 2047. Take partial move to break even. Where would this be? I would expect the flip of the candle really, but it's gonna have to be 2032. I'll put the tunes back on. Get this on the signals, guys. 2 seconds. I mean, you could have your target. Let me turn this down. You could have your target at 2038 if you wanted to, because you've got to tap that at least. But there is a possibility you could get all the way up to 2047. But some of them do stop short. Nah, I'm gonna go 2047. Target is 2047. 20. Oh, shit. Timing morning. Now, with this trade, if the way to get out is if the 4 hour closes back into the range, that's when we get out. But even if the 4 hour closes back into the range, the new 4 is probably going to come back up to test anyway in order to flip back to the downside. So you should be still good with this trade. I mean, you could just set and forget this one if you wanted to, but you sort of want to take some partial and go risk free in and around here. Let me have a look. If we get a 4, they all tend to, even when price comes back down, so even if we did come and tap 2038 level and coming back down, they still play out. Okay, but still I would take partial and move to break even around that 2032 level. Okay, so that's what we've got going on here. There is a potential seller here, guys, but that's if we push up first. So I really wanted to push up on this 4 hour. Is there enough time to still do it? We've still got 20 odd minutes left, haven't we? Still got 20 minutes for a 4 hour close. That means 2 15-minute candles. Can I do it? This 15 ideally would sort of need to be the one, really. So just, this is going to be on my call list, right? It might not happen. Oh, these tunes are banging. Can you hear the tunes, Dan?
Slightly.
Slightly.
It's in and out. In and out. Oh.
Shake it all about.
I thought I was on mute there. I thought I was just talking to myself.
Good morning, Nate. Nate's in the house. How we doing, mate? I really need to try and work out why this is not coming on here. What is view? How docs? Custom browser docs. YouTube. Chat. What's this? What's that? Ah, okay. It's been this. Copy. Paste. Right. Properties. Paste. Why the hell is that not working? Move. Yes. Shit. There we go. Okay, how do we do this now? $400. This is 400. That's right. There we go. I've figured it out.
Did you turn it back off and on again?
No, that resolves everything, doesn't it?
That's
Everything.
Do that for myself.
Okay, 4 hour. Say again, Martin.
So it's because we're young and vibrant people, we know what.
That's it. That's exactly it, isn't it? That's exactly it. Now, if this 4 hour, opens up, right, with no bottom wick and pushes up first, this wingback sell potentially might be on, because I do believe in order to drive and push past these, you're gonna have to come and tap at least 2032 to do it. Otherwise, this one candle would have pushed past there. Right, need some more liquidity. So, knowing this, do you know what? There is a minor support here where we're struggling at. Oh, there's some forward areas here, you know. Look at these here. So what does that mean? That means the forwards can... I mean, the wingback buy is still on, because even if it does, price wants to reverse, it comes down, activate, back up. Activate, back up. But I do like that wingback sell. If we don't break these highs. Even if you break the highs, it can still work. But we can power through as well. Do you know what? I'll probably do that. So if this 4 hour if this 4 hour can. Do you know what? Late, I don't normally do this, guys, right? But lately, just the way the markets have been, I've had buys and sells lined up pretty close together. Like yesterday we had 3 setups on, 2 for sells, 1 off a higher time frame, 1 off a lower time frame, and then we had a buy straight after, and all 3 of them played out. So if the forward can open up with no bottom wick and push up first and tap 2038, we're in for a wing back sell. I'm just worried about these stops here. 11. It'd be a bit of an aggressive because I'm looking at this here. We came from the highs, we've come down. We came from the highs, we've come down. We then broke into this area, we came back, we're tapping 2038, which we've tapped 2038 I suppose. We come back down. Are we just tapping it again? Or are we going to push past it? This is the thing. Are we going to push past it? I would prefer a pullback, wing back buy. Well, that's if we don't tap it. It's what comes first. It's how this forward opens up, really.
$13 minutes.
Yeah. We've got any news today? What day are we on today? Wednesday, aren't we? No news today, but CPI on Thursday, guys, so that'll be a big mover. This is why, guys, I didn't take this breakout on the hour. See what it's doing? Yes, you broke out, and technically you should be coming to tap these levels, but because it's the last hour of the forward, see, it's not driving. Because it's the last hour of the forward, it's the last quarter of that forward candle. This is the pullback, the top wick for the 4. Now, if we are printing bearish candles on the lower time frame, that's probably showing likely that we're probably going to come down first and tap these levels. This is a lovely zone. This is 2030. Very interesting, guys. Very interesting. 11 minutes for a close. Close?
You love your closures.
I love a closure. Just sent me a message. Oh yeah. UK, mate. From the UK. I live in Wales now. I'm from the northeast, but I'm Welsh now. I'm from Cymraeg. Oh, we've had a TP3 hit. First trade of the morning on the trade IDs.
Okay.
Euro card got put in at 10 to 8. TP3's hit already. Nice.
Nice.
Oh no, that was NJ. Oh my bad, that was... Oh, that was this morning. That was this morning. That was the first trade put in actually, yeah, so TP3 hit. Lovely jubbly.
I'm not in trade idea anymore.
Oh, you're not in there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I stopped in there. North, Jonathan, Anglesey I live on. Are you from Wales? I'm from North West Wales. The Isle of Anglesey, Innismorn. Did you? So South Wales. Cool. I was based down there. I was based at Chepstow. My first few years in the army. That was alright. I heard it's turned into a proper nightclub town now. I might be wrong. Oh look, so what is this the four? What's the forward doing here? Oh, this is a forward popping up. So this is what we want here. This 15. If this 15 can pop up, we might be you know, trying to pull up trees here, but if it does pop up to 2038, stand by. I can't see it popping that far up though, but I might be wrong. We will see. I feel like I haven't had a trade for ages on stream. I mean, I took that trade yesterday, but it was off stream.
Yeah, it was half one that. Mine triggered in.
Yeah.
It's
weird with news, guys. So just a bit of a point. I had I used to use my Forex factory for news, right? And then one time, price shifted. I thought, why did it shift? There was no news, and I looked on my FX book, and there was a high impact news. But it wasn't on Forex factory, so I started using my FX book. But then it's weird because sometimes it's not shown on my FX book, but is shown on Forex factory. So just want to be aware of when you're trading. Maybe check them both. You don't have to check them both, but it was strange yesterday because technically we've got nothing today. Medium impact here, bond auction. But what have we got on here? Yeah, just medium. Nothing. It's probably because CPI tomorrow will be big. Look at that. 15's pushing. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Nate. I think I'm going to start using both. I'm going to use both, like. So the hour's now flipped. Is this hour going to drive? There's 6 minutes left of it. Probably not going to drive, but does that mean it's all on how this 4 hour opens up. Now, what would be really nice here, I had no top wick, because what tends to happen then, the new candle tends to close the opposite, bearish. So if it opens up with no top wick, and then the new candle opens up and pushes up first, activates, the likelihood of it flipping and driving is pretty high. So that would be perfect to come back down. Or my ideal trade today would be this wing back buy back up, because you've had an hour breakout, you haven't filled the range yet. You've got a 4 hour breakout now. Now you've got direction. Can we pull back, activate and flip for the daily to push? Because the daily can come further up. The daily can come all the way to 2047. Let's have a look at that. 2047, yeah. I think if the daily's gonna break these highs, it's gonna want to come up to 2047 to create a wick for this candle. But it doesn't have to. It might just stop at testing the previous daily wick and then flip back to the downside. But we won't know until it closes. This is the thing, guys, with these streams. Like, when you come on, just come on with the attitude of what can I learn from them. Don't come on just to grab a trade and jump off. Believe it or not, I know a lot of you will, right? But you trust me. You don't want to do that. You want to really take note, because you want to be able to do it yourself. You don't want to rely on anybody else, really. You want to be able to take them yourself. Oh, but there's times where I won't be. I've had days where I haven't took a trade for like 3-4 days because it just hasn't set up for me. Right, and that's what you've got to get to, really. Like we technically had no trade on stream yesterday. Did we catch a trade the day before? I don't think. Did we catch a trade on Monday? I can't remember. Did we catch a trade? I think we did, didn't we?
I think it was a quick one.
Right. Yeah, we did.
Come out with break even, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was a break even trade on Monday. Yeah.
I was going to say, lost one this week, and it's very minimal.
Yeah.
So it was like a in and out sort of quick one, but very little negative.
November was 100% month.
That was when I started. That was the first loss.
Yeah. Oh, December. It was this, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a 0.25% loss, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it played out. We only got out because of news. Remember, we only closed out because of news.
Yeah.
Because news was coming.
That was my first sort of like view, seeing like obviously your account's much higher than what I've been like practicing on, and I started a challenge. And I think our drawdown was massive. So
Yeah.
it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think my loss was like 186 quid. And I was just like, what? That's massive. And then saw yours and was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, well, this loss here, this was 0.2% as well. It was hard. No, it wasn't. It was far less than that. It wasn't much at all. This should have been a break even. I should have put this down as a break even, really. I'm trying to be as transparent, but worst case, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to just put it as a break even if I took sort of a fair, because 10 pips for me, right? 10 pips closing out at 10 pips loss, technically a break even, as in, because my stop losses are so big. I mean, stop losses could be, I saw average around the 70. I mean, well, let's have a look at December. 60, we were averaging 60, 70 pip stops in December. November, we are averaging 70, 60, 45. But January's been like 100 and odd.
Yeah.
No, they haven't. Stop loss to pips. 150, one of them. That was the break even one. But it's just because the ranges are so big. So as long as you take partial and move to break even, sort of worth it, then it's no problem, because still the same sort of type of value.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? 4 is going to close in 1 minute, guys. Now, is the next 4 going to drive? This is the thing we've got to be careful of. Is the next 4 going to drive? Or are we going to tap 2038 a bit like these? We don't know. I do think it does look like it can drive unless pulling back to test previous support at 2032. I would think it needs to come and tap 2032 if it wants to drive past these levels. As in, when I mean drive and close past these levels, it's okay driving, as long, you know, as long as it doesn't get over stop. But it's okay going. Oh, right there. It's okay going like that. But I can't see it closing up there without. I can't see it closing above without coming at least tap 2030, 31. So here we go. So 4 hour close, so stand by. So if the 4 pushes first, we'll be looking at a sell from 2038. Yeah, if we start coming back down, we're looking at a buy from 2030 for the 4 hour to flip. Because the 4 hour is closed bullish into this range. So therefore, where are we? We're now in this range on the 4. Therefore, where should we be coming? Well, we should be coming to fill the range. We haven't even tapped it with a wick yet, so we should be coming up to 2038 levels. So let's see what this does. Oh, these tunes are banging. Now, is price going to have to come to break the highs before going down? So if we can get a 15-minute bearish close like that, okay, and then one new 15-minute pops up and then flips to come down, that's what we're after. And that here is the same concept as this. You had 3 candles just messing about, or 2 candles even, then one 15-minute pushed up, tapped, and then flipped and actually filled the full range. So that's what we're trying to get here. Teach a man to fish. Exactly that, Paolo. Teach a man to fish instead of giving him a rod. What's this 4? This 4's not at a top wick here. Now, can this 4 drive? Let's have a look. Just confirm. So we're looking at previous data where the 4's closed like this and then just drove all the way up. This one drove, but why did this drive? I mean, 2 o'clock, so we would have had news. News would have been in this, so that would have been news. So let's disregard that one. Let's just confirm. Can we drive? We can drive all the way up to 2047. Is that news? 10 o'clock, that's not news. So 2 o'clock, there is news within that, because that would close at 2. Normally news happens at 1:30, but then the majority of them come in tap, so the odds are it's tough because we are bullish on the daily. Okay, stand by here. I want to see some. So what I want to see really is some 5-minute bearish closes. Take partial P. 37. This is nice. Stand by, guys. I'll be in on this. Stops a bit. Okay, stand by. Right. Ooh, wait there. I'm not in. I'm not in. Okay. Now I'm in. Now I'm in. Oh, man, I've missed this for the signal here. Okay, guys. I am in on this. Where we are. Okay, so as soon as we come back down, I want to see if because we've broken into that higher zone now. Now that was a big 5-minute pushing candle, so As soon as this 5 minute flips back down, we're going to be a bit aggressive on it, and we're probably going to go to risk free just because the 5. Did the 5 break above this? To be honest, the 5 didn't actually break above this. So does that mean we should be coming back to 2037? But I'm just cautious of, can the 5 drive? So take partial move to break even now would probably be the 2038.17. But when the 5 flips like this, okay guys, I'm going to go risk free now. Okay, so we're risk free. We're going to be a bit aggressive just because the 5s was, as soon as we get to 2038, 12 pips, I'm going to take a partial. I missed the signals on this. Okay, so I'm taking a partial now, guys, and we are risk free on this trade. This is why I say you've got to wait. Things with sell limits and that, it's nice having sell limits, but sometimes you can just get a better entry. Look at that, we would have been back to break even at this point, at this moment. Okay, I missed this for the signals that I didn't get it on quick enough. Okay, so now what we want to see really is the 15 pulling all the way back. Have you noticed this 15 didn't actually break above here? So now, if we can just get a 15 closing doji, this would then be that push up, the liquidity grab to flip to come back down, because we know the 4-hour needs to come and tap 2032 at least, even if it wants to drive. Now what we might get caught out with though is if the 5 closes bearish like this, what might happen is the new 5 might want to come and break the highs in order to drive back down. Might. Okay, so if we can survive the top wick of the next 5, not get stopped, we should be good to get back down. Okay, so that's what we've got. Everyone should be well in profit now. 17 pips up. 23 pips is an area where price can reject. I'll probably take some more partial at 23. I don't know, we'll see. I've took quite a bit of partial there. I took 70% out there. Trades like this though is what I want. I didn't want the 5 to close that high up. That's why I sort of took. Normally I would take like 50% out and try and get the rest to sort of rock down. But I'll probably just let this rock now. Did you catch this, Dan?
Yeah.
Where's your entry? Where'd you get your entry at? I got a good entry there.
Was 39.40.
39. Bang on mine, yeah. Bang on, so there you go. So that would be the original take partial move to break in. We just would have got a better entry, so it probably would have, well, it would have played out nicely as well. So let's see if this 15, it's all on this 15. Let's see if this 15 can close doji. If it can, we are in the money. We are in the money, because the next 15 will likely, probably won't come back up to test the highs, because this would have been a liquidity grab. The next 15 will probably just come down. So if this can close doji, the next 15 will probably just open up, little top wick, and then come down, because this will be the liquidity grab in order to drive down at that point. I can't believe I didn't get that on the signals. That would have been lovely. I'm literally on inputting the last one, TP2, and it just shot up. Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of signals from the team going in there.
Yeah, there's 2 this morning. One's already hit TP3. Eurocat's looking good as well. Very nice. Okay, so we need to survive this top wick. Ooh. So no bottom wick on this 5. However, the 5's opened up and pushed up first, which is a good thing. it means then it should then flip and drive if we can do. I'm holding out here, guys. If you want to take more partial, by all means take more partial, because we did take partial here at 2038, but I'm going to hold out, because if we can just survive this top wick and the 15 can close back down here, guys, we're in the money. Look at that for an entry. Look at that for an entry though. How many pips? We didn't even go into drawdown. I didn't have any drawdown because I had this push, and then when I entered it was on its way back down. So not one pip of drawdown. Talk about position entering. Look at that. Oof. Come on 15, help us out here. Pull back. Can this 5 flip? Guys, if you've learned something today, even if it's one thing, it's a benefit. It makes me feel good. If you've learned something, like what you see, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be on most mornings from 8 AM for London session. I've just made you weekly salary channel, really.
What?
It wasn't me, mate, it was you. You placed the trade, you did it all. Well done. All you that, mate. I hope you weren't over leveraging, were you? Can we survive this top wick? Come on. The other day, that break even trade the other day, I was like, I'm sure it was like 5 pips away, and it took me out. Spread was pretty big.
That was when like I say, the spread had jumped from 30 to 45 in like a split second.
Here we go. Can we push? Can we flip? Is this the flip of the 5? 2.3 minutes left. Oh, can we flip and drive? So we need a 15 close below. We've got 2 minutes left of it. If the 15-minute closes like this, the new 15-minute is probably going to come up and stop us out at break even, right? So it's up to you guys what you want to do. Whether you want to wait out, take some more partial, whatever. If the 15-minute closes above here, I'll be taking another bit of partial. Okay, that's what I'll be doing. But if this 5 now can flip and drive and close below 20.35, that's the 15 closing doji. The next 15 should just drive straight down. We should be really nice. Now, this is where you come to the question that we've got this setup, this wing back buy. Now, it still is a valid setup because even if price wants to push down, it's got to pull up anyway. But the 4 hours, remember, this is just a 4-hour pullback. So as the 4 hours pushed up first, if the 4 hour can flip, it should pull back to 2030, even if it wants to flip back up to the upside, which it can do because the brand new 4 hours is more than enough time to do that. But if the 4 wants to drive down and price wants to flip and the daily wants to flip the downside, looking at previous data, you should still tap the wing back buy and tap 2032, and then it makes a decision if it's going to carry on back up or whether it's going to flip to the downside. So it's still a valid trade, but am I going to take it? I don't know, because if we get a decent trade here, I might do. I mean, it's in our signals at the minute, so it's still valid trade. So what's this 15 doing? So I just want to see if this 15, because it looks like the 5's closing bullish, or is it? Yeah, look, this is why we're stalling here. Look at this. So that means that the new 5 might come back to 2038, which we should still be okay. Oh, look at this. Nice bearish 5-minute close. Nice. Can we pop down on the 15? So we've had a 15-minute close now. Can we pull back? I'm going to be taking another partial, guys, shortly. Okay. So I'm going to take another partial now, guys. Oh, the 15, because this 15 can come back up. But the 5s are shown that the 5s can only come back to 2038, as in here. But what you got to understand is this is the first one. We popped up, then we came down, 5s have stalled around here, then we come back up, and this is where it would stop us out at break even. So if you look at price and act upon what you see, you're looking, the chances of getting stopped out are pretty high because of the way the 15 is closed. So that's when you've got to start thinking, okay, so I just take some more partial and let the rest rock. Okay, you can't think, yeah, but what if I take partial but then it does bomb down? Well, you can't have any FOMO like that. You've just got to act upon what the markets are showing you. It's all about getting rid of the risk than what you can make. Tell you what, I've dropped some sauce today, haven't I? Dropped some sauce today. That's what the Americans say. When I was with these American companies learning, all it was drop us a number in the chat, like drop us like a 555 or 777 in the chat, and it was like, oh, I'm dropping the sauce. That's the sauce right there. That was my American accent, by the way.
That was fantastic.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I mean, what would be nice now is 15-minute fake out. Ooh, that would be lovely, because if we got a fake out, we could potentially look at 15-minute fake out, top wick, sell stop underneath, come down. Can we get down? Get some fire in the chat. That's what they used to say, yeah. Yeah, guys, can you do us a favour? Actually, do us a favour. Everyone drop a fire emoji in the chat, please. Yes, Paolo, I love it. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Can everyone drop a fire emoji in the chat? That's it. Yes.
What?
Fire, fire. Do you know what? I need something for myself. What can we put in? Maybe like a crow. Can you get a crow emoji? Maybe drop a crow in the chat or something. No, not laughing emojis, Vic. Is that a heart burning, that, Nate? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a heart burning. Could be a bad thing. Sigma. Oh, dynamite. I like it, Sigma. Yes. I don't know if that's a... Is that a fireman on the end? Oh, yeah, he's going to put... Oh, I like it, yeah. Does it help with algo? It does, actually, yeah. So the more people chat with YouTube, it does help with algos, yeah, so... Oh, look at this 15 dropping now. 11 minutes for a 15-minute close. If we do get a fake out, guys, the 15 back in, really good, because this is telling us now that we don't need to break the highs again. If you notice, look at this. This broke all the highs. A big pushing candle. Yes, we might come back, but we shouldn't be breaking the highs. But the lower down we close on this 15, the less likely we're going to come back to break even. So if we can get a 15-minute close, we're probably going to come back up to maybe break this high, if anything, because this is the new high, isn't it? Vic, when I meant a crow, not like a chick, because that just makes me look daft. A little chick on there. I'm good I didn't get this on the signals in time. So how did we get to this conclusion, guys, that this trade was for us? Well, I'm not a wizard. I don't predict the future. All I've done is just looked at previous data. When the forward closes, the new four can come and tap this area. It actually tapped a bit further, didn't it? Tapped about here. 2039. Let's line this up, see if this matches. No, it goes a bit higher up, actually. But just previous data, I've found all of my information from previous data. Can we get the forward flip here? Can we get the forward? If the forward flips, we should get a nice push down. Tiger's a good one, yeah. Can you make me a crow emoji, Vic? My own crow emoji. She's a witch, in a nice way. Vic.
You say you're not a wizard, but you know, it's debatable.
Yeah. Let's get this in the. Look at that for an entry, though. Did you see that what was it? The post we put on yesterday with the Mank. It's actually a Man U fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had loads of views, that, you know. Like, absolutely loads in one day. It's so funny, though, isn't it? Because it's happened to us all, hasn't it? It has happened to us all.
It is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
What was this then? This was a... See, this was... Now, I don't sort of recommend these type of trades, guys, right? Because we are heavily bullish if you think about it. But over time, you'll understand how price works and how it moves. And we were only going to take this if price opened up with no bottom wick. I mean, when I say no bottom wick, yes, it's got a little wick, but I'm on about a proper wick. This is just opening up. A 5 minute could have created this one, which it probably did. So technically, this 4's got no bottom wick. But this is actually coming back across because you know you're going to flip back to the downside. But if you're starting this strategy, Meraki, I wouldn't recommend taking these yet. I'd just stick with breakouts. Yes, take wing backs, but in the right direction. So this is a... What is this tune? I feel like I'm in The Sims. Yeah, so this is sort of the base. This over time you'll be able to take trades like this as well, because I mean, what is this really? This is a wing back sell, isn't it? Wing back sell. What time do we get that? We're still in this now. It's off the 4 hour. Can this 15 close back in the range? 6 minutes for 15. Guys, again, if you can drop us a like, that would be much appreciated. If you caught that trade, definitely drop us a like. We're waiting to see if we can get a 15-minute close. We've had a 5-minute bullish closure at... did we close respecting? You've closed Nestle on the 5 and you've got no bottom wick. This next 5. What's this next 5 going to do here? What's this 15 doing? How's this 15? Came back, you tapped it. See how this 5 plays out here. Because if this 15 closes like this, yeah, then you're probably going to break the highs of this 15, even if you want to drive back down. But I mean, I've took quite a lot out of the trade now anyway, so I will just let the rest rock down to. I didn't even set a target here. Did I do a target? I mean, my target actually won't be there. That was more for the signals. I'd definitely be coming down to probably close full at 2032. That's probably my target for the day, really. 2032, what would that be? 73 pips. I'll take that. I'll tell you what is nice about Anglesey though is you've got the you've got Raff Valley there, and they always do the, do you know the shows, the fly shows. They've got the red arrows here all the time, training.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just literally watch them, mate. They just scream past your house. It's great. Is this 5 gonna flip? You missed the trade, mate. Please retry. You've got to wait now, mate. There's always another trade, so don't force it now. Don't force it. If you miss a trade, you've just got to wait. Good morning, Matt. Good to see you, buddy. How are you doing? How's things? How's your trading going? What's Hermione? Hermione? What's that? We can be Harry and Hermione. Hermione. Who's that? Oh, this is I don't watch it. Is that Harry Potter? Hermione? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Hermione.
What?
Hermione.
Miney?
Hermione.
Oh.
Hermione.
Oh, right, okay. Harry Potter, yeah. Some pips on goal. Yeah, we've just caught a lovely trade there, man. Lovely trade. We're risk free now. We're looking for another entry, a buy back up at 2030. We just need one pop down. We do believe that in order to close above these levels on the 4 hour, you need to come and tap at least 2032 in order to drive past. So we do think price got to come back down to then flip to the upside, and we're going to catch a wing back buy from 2030, and that'll initiate the move 1 wick in. That's my square. So that's what we're after, mate, next. We're just trying to avoid getting stopped at break even here. We want to see if this is the move. Because if you look at previous data, guys, look at the 15s. Try and find a candle what does this. Big wick. Yeah. And then closes bullish. This is the only other one here. Bullish closure, big wick, and then what happens with the next ones? Well, the next 15 actually ended up being bullish. So is this 15 going to be bullish? And if so, how far up? Where's it come? Well, it comes to 2038. So even if that closes at 2038, what does the next 15 do? Well, we get another 15 bullish. So therefore, are we going to come and tap our break even? So all this you're sort of planning, okay, I'm not thinking, I'm not hoping what price is going to do. What has price done in the past? Well, yes, it can come back down, but it can also come back to break even. So then I make a plan myself of what I want to do, whether I take some more partial, whether I wait out, or what. I'm just waiting out now. I'm going to let the rest rock down. So we'll see. We will see. Look at this. So we had a 15-minute close. No top wick. So is this 15 going to flip to the upside? Potentially. We've got a new 30-minute close as well. What's the 30 done? So the 30's broke out. The 30's broke out. This hour will be interesting. 30's broke out now. So to be honest, the 30'd already broke out anyway. The 15 didn't give us that break back into the area. If you get a 15-minute break back below 2035, you're coming down. That's the start of the move. But it's just whether we've got to break these highs again before coming back down. This 15's nice, but you've got no top wick. You sort of want a top wick before flipping to the downside. Guys, I'm going to go make a cup of tea. I didn't actually make a cup of tea. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. I'll literally be 3-4 minutes. Okay. So we're just waiting for a 15-minute close. Yeah, I'll be back in that 15-minute close, yeah? With a bomb through the floor. And we're on. Are we looking? 15 hasn't done much, has it? Oh, we're still what, the 5? I think we had a 5. No top wick, nice. This can just come up, create a top wick for this, and then flip. Be nice. Oh, look at the 5. Flipping. Can I flip? 40 seconds. Come on. So there is a potential second entry, but not until you get closures below 2035. But I wouldn't bother really. You've had a lovely trade there. If anything, I'd probably be waiting for this wing back buy back up. So this would be the 4. Remember what we said? Now it does get a bit tricky because this trade's playing out, and if this does flip, now it's less likely that the 4 will flip back up to the upside. Now it still can because it's 4 hours long, so you've got loads of time to still do it, but it's less likely. So what you ideally want is, if you were looking for this wing back buy, if this 4 were opened up and pulled back first, activate, and then you've got more chance because it hasn't got a top wick for it to flip to the upside to fill the range at 2038. Okay, but it doesn't mean it still won't work out, because if you look at previous data, even when price, the daily flips to the downside, right, the 4s tend to tap and pull back anyway, because this just would be a take partial move to break even. Yeah, you're trying to catch the flip back up, but even if it doesn't, you should still be fine with this. You should still get out at take partial move to break even, because it's a simple break and retest back into the zone. Down, break, retest, and then goes if it wants to go, or it's carry up. But can this forward flip? We're basically just waiting for this forward to flip to the downside. We just need a 15-minute close below, and that should initiate the forward flip really. We can't have a second entry yet, buddy. Gotta wait. Gotta wait, mate. Have you got a PS5, Dan?
Nope. PS4.
Mate, you need to get PS5. You need to get a game called Hell Let Loose. Fantastic.
I've never even heard of it.
It's fantastic, mate. It's really good. It was only available for PS5, and then they sort of brought it out for Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
It's miles better than COD. I don't even play on COD anymore, really.
I haven't played COD for years.
Yeah. It's just, well, I say COD, it's just Warzone, really. It's the only thing I did play on. But
is that because of the army background?
it's just, you know what it is? It's more for socialising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think gaming, and people say, well, you're an adult, you know, you shouldn't be on games, but honestly, I think gaming for men alone, I think it's a massive help for them mentally.
When were you born?
87.
87, right? So I'm 85.
Yeah.
So it's our generation was brought up with like the like Mega Drives.
Yeah, when it was coming in.
And things like that. So like Game Boys and things like that. So I mean, I'm 39, and I've got an Xbox, a PS4, a Switch. I've got 3DS, a DS, a Game Boy.
Bloody hell, Dan. That's just the things in your pocket now.
That's it. So, you know, I think it's our generation that it sort of became very popular for.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, and now that once you become an adult, gives you that you start earning money. So it's like, well, I'm an adult, what am I going to buy now? Because when I was a kid, I had to rely on my mum to give us like weekly allowance, if you will, and I'd spend that on games. So now that I've got my own money, it's just like, well, what am I going to buy it?
Yeah.
It's the right way I'm going to game.
I think it is like, I think it does really help men with their mental health, because you know, them men who are really struggling, who sort of haven't got a social life, if you like, or haven't got many friends, they can actually now have. I've made some fantastic friends from gaming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm in like a gaming group, a couple of lads, and we all just, you know, take the piss and just game together. The banter is fantastic, but it's just the socialising side. It's really good. That's what I mainly like it for. Really good. Commodore 64, I remember that, yeah. Commodore 64, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Can you remember the, I can't remember what game it was. It was Paperboy. Was it for the Sega? Remember the Paperboy? You used to ride about on a bike and just lodge the newspapers at the house and that. Did you ever play that?
It was before.
Was it? That was like Nate's time, that wasn't it? Atari.
Yeah.
Atari.
Yeah.
26. My first. Yeah, cheers, Matt. Much appreciated for that. Yeah, just get yourself back on, mate. Love Paperboy. Yeah, it was class, wasn't it? Did you say something there, Martin?
Yeah, just saying, do you remember on the, was it Sinclair Spectrum?
On the Spectrum?
It was the Sinclair.
Yeah.
Trying to load games or something, you had to have a page on it. You had to have it at the exact volume. Otherwise it wouldn't load. It'd take about half an hour to load, making all these weird noises. And inverting it, do it again, because it was just a slight fraction off. You had to have a scratch in your volume range to where it was. Absolutely.
You should take them out and blow in them.
That was getting when I was
You say hello?
young.
We're on YouTube now.
Well, when I was a kid, I can't remember what it was, but like me and my sister had one. It was sort of like a desktop, so it might have been like a Spectrum, possibly. But when we put the games in, you had a paper disc that span and give you the codes for each game that you had to put in. So we've come a long way.
Relentless Hub. I'll tell you what though, like, do you know what scares me a bit? VR is like, if you look at VR, and you look at technology as a whole, how we've spiked in technology. Look at VR, look at Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't know if you've seen the trailers for that. It looks unreal. Like, in Grand Theft Auto, you get your own bank account. You've got, like, Twitter, you've got social media. You've got the internet. You got what on Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. On Grand, they're going
to have YouTube on it.
Yeah.
So they're getting YouTube on it, right? VR there, it'd only be, with technology, add another 100 years on, how realistic will that VR be? They'll probably be able to add smell, maybe add taste, right?
Have you seen a film called Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Well,
here's the one though, Dan. This is going to baffle your head, right? So if we know that it can be like Player One, and that the realistic. What if we're not just in a game now, right? Listen though, hear me out. So we've all joined this game, but when you Mason, just turn that down for a bit, mate. But when you, because it'll repeat on here, when you join this game, I don't know, you sign some paperwork saying, right, when you join the game, you forget your previous, you straight into your avatar, you live your life, you do what you want to do. When you die, that's when the game's over. How do we not know we're doing that now, but in 200 years' time? Dude, if you think about it, because VR's getting so realistic, like, it's, you know, it's crazy. But yeah, that's me going into conspiracies and that now.
Yeah. Oh mate, I love a conspiracy.
I do too.
More so now than ever.
I know, because they're all starting to come out true.
Oh yeah. That's the big one. A lot of them from the past information's out now, where it's just like, oh, hang on, that was right. So,
yeah. What do you think about this video in Miami? These aliens?
We're
going into it now.
Yeah, when there's like 300 police.
Yeah, you just for kids. They said it was for kids or something, didn't they?
Yeah. But they say, like, I've spoke with this with one of the other guys, like my mate in Relentless as well. Like we send each other these things daily. But because I was saying, you know, there's a clip in there where there's, you know, it looks like there's about 100 people in the mall running from something. Just saying, every single one of them has got like a recording device now in their pocket, and not one of them is live streaming to anything. And he was saying, you know, well, obviously the technology that we have today and that won't know about, that can just access people's devices without them knowing, delete things, take things.
Yeah.
You know, so that it is a possibility that people have recorded something, possibly, that has just been taken, so people can't then get it out to the public. But then there's a helicopter.
Yeah.
That shows you something that they're surrounding.
Well, I seen a video. It was because all the technology devices wouldn't work. The coppers' radios weren't working, supposedly. The phones weren't working. Now I don't know how true this is, but you know, it's on Facebook, so it must be true. Must be.
Exactly. We've already covered this, haven't we?
When it's on Facebook, it's true, isn't it?
We know it's true.
Yeah.
But you sort of been in the military, did you not hear anything about like strange happenings and things like that from?
I was infantry, me mate.
Yeah, so
you don't have to be very intelligent to be in the infantry, but yeah.
To tell you, Dan, that you can get stuff that does grab stuff off people's phones, whether it's live or dead.
Oh yeah.
So you can do that now.
Well, that's it. I know for a fact that there is. I've watched loads of videos and things of just people who, you know, you could little devices that create wireless networks. So if you, you know, on your phone, you have a look at what Wi-Fi is available, and you just see one that isn't locked, so you don't need a password or anything. If you click it, the device that you're connecting to has full access to absolutely everything on your phone. So, you know, all of your passwords for everything, fingerprint scans, retinal scans, all of that facial recognition, access to all of that, which can be replicated very, very easily.
Yeah. If you've got your Bluetooth open all the time, that is a door into your phone.
Well, this is it. And how many people don't turn these things off? You know, for wireless headphones and things like that. So
wireless, it gives you a handshake. Once you've got the handshake, then you can get in.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Well, that's the same one.
You don't want people knowing about it. It's all there. Not that. I mean, the thing that I think is that it is there, but it's very, very expensive. The general average Joe hasn't got it.
Yeah.
But the government has. But if the government wants to have a look at what's going on in my phone, happy days for them. They can be the borders have. But, and that's the thing, isn't it? There's too many for you to assess what's there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone looking at it all, and there's no point looking at me because it's boring.
Well, that's it. I've got nothing for you to take, so.
Yeah.
The difficulty you've got with all these conspiracies and that is social media now. I said this yesterday on yesterday's stream. The thing with social media now, it's tough because you don't know what's true and you don't know what's fake because people are rewarded for views.
Yeah.
So it means they will do anything to get views, create lies, fake stuff, and now what's even harder, the AI apps what are out there now is absolutely crazy. Like, to be able to get a celebrity talking the words you want them to say and it look absolutely real, to be able to record a video of them saying them words, it's just mental. So
Yeah.
anybody can put anything on. Do you know what I feel sorry for? I feel sorry with this new AI. I feel sorry for the police and the justice system. How do they prove that that's you on that CCTV when there's softwares out there what can actually put you there? Well, the software, that judge. AI. That's not my voice. AI.
Just about to say, like, what do you think about AI?
AI does leave a footprint though.
Does it?
Thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And once you've got you can't fake that footprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the, I mean, some CCTV is still on tape and disc, so it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not on your hard drive.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
I think what it is it's for like scammers and things like that. There's been a lot of instances where people have received phone calls and things like that from like family members. So it takes a snippet of your voice and then it can recreate your voice. So you could receive a phone call from your child out and about, and oh, I've lost my bank card or such and such. Like, I need you to transfer money to somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen
Like
them
you say,
ones.
so it sounds exactly like your child. I think that's the big sort of risk
Yeah.
with what AI is capable of.
Yeah. I mean, scammers at the moment are volume scammers, aren't they?
Yeah, well, this is it.
We'll approach 1 million people and we'll get 100 will say yes. That's where,
Yeah.
you know, if you're getting £100 a person off that, it's okay in a day, isn't it?
Well, that's it, exactly, yeah. You've missed your parcel.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got access to your computer and we've seen you doing untoward things.
Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? It's volume stuff. But as you say, the more sophisticated. I mean, they might someone go for me because they got lots of this in, but they will start going for people who have got money, who've got access to money.
Yeah.
That's the AI, isn't it? It's where's the limits? And there aren't any.
No, well, that's it. And if it can take the sort of the potential human error of things away,
Yeah.
and the processing power of an AI, then it can make it quite a dangerous prospect.
Have you seen Mr. Robot?
No.
It's I mean, it's got a bit slow now, but it's the idea of it's fantastic. Basically, the world's best scammers get together, and what they do is they wipe out everyone's debt.
Yeah.
And it
that would be handy.
redistributes
No,
wealth, basically.
absolutely.
It redistributes wealth in the world, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's scammers like that which are good, but I mean, I hate scammers.
This is it. It's the scammers are to basically target the little man, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
when if it was we as individuals or working class won't get scammed, it's big corporation and things like that gets scammed. Then you look at it and you're like,
Yeah.
But
You look at it on a different level with AI.
Okay.
Something like TikTok, which is state sponsored in China. And obviously
Yeah.
China haven't got interest in that, have they? but they'll get access to everyone who's not TikTok, and then that will then feed in, and they could from that TikTok get directly into your phone. Same with anything from Russia or Iran or any other states that can
Timu.
stable. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
Chinese.
Not that I'm saying that America isn't corrupt, because it is, but it's less likely to have that on a state-sponsored bit. It might have it on a corporate side. That's
Yeah.
corruption is in America, it's corporations, isn't it? But in China and Russia and that, it's state-sponsored, and they've got some clever people doing some clever stuff.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm just going to jump in.
Yep.
I know we love our... I'm going to add football, trading, football, politics and conspiracies. We're going to add that to the list of categories for this stream. So, if you look at price now, look at this 15. We only need a 15 close below, and that should initiate the 4-hour flipping. Okay, if we look at the 4-hour now, flip to the downside, which is lovely. Now, if we notice that if we get a 30-minute close, which is also an hour bearish close, right? Now, what potentially can happen here, if we get a 30-minute close back below like this, what could happen is we need this 30 to close below this, because there is a level here, right? As long as the 30 close below this, what might happen is the new 30 might open up, come back up and create a top wick for this 30, because this 30's got no top wick. So you might get something like this. So it might mean that, you know, price is looking like it's coming back, but it should only come and create a top wick and then flip to come and fill the range back down. I've got me TP at 2032. Now it might not even do that if we break below, because all it needs to do is tap previous support, which is 2035 if we break below. But it can come up to create a top wick for this. That would pick up some more liquidity in order to then flip to the downside, and then you'll get something like this. Now, I would be interested in a second entry from this area, but it's just not really worth it. Not when we've got a nice trade like this, really, because all you're doing at that point is just, you know, you put more risk on the table. And the key, the way I trade is, I like to get the risk gone quick. That's why 10 pips, I'm safety. Even if we can come back and take me out, you know, I get the risk off the table fast. So that's what we're looking at here. We've had a nice 30-minute close. So I just want you to be aware. Well, I just want you to see if what happens here. It's tapping previous support now. Could have flipped straight to the downside, or are we going to come and create a top wick for this? I want you to understand that the reason why this candle might come back here is because there's no top wick on this 30. Okay, so let's see what happens. It's going to be pretty interesting. So if you are trailing your stops and things like that, this is where you've got to understand, because if you think, if you were trailing your stop, the average Joe would probably move the stop to the high there, thinking, okay, we're going to come back up. But if you understand price, knowing that price is probably going to want to create this top wick for this before pushing back down. So you're going to get stopped, aren't you? So it just helps with if you are trailing stop. I've still got my stops where they are at the moment. Because I haven't got much left in the trade, to be honest with you. So I said I'm just going to let it rock down to 2032. So let's see what happens with this 30 minute then. Hopefully we can just flip and drive to the downside.
I'm already out.
Have you closed? Full?
I'm an average. I was an average Joe.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, where did you put your stop then? Were you trailing it then, I take it?
Yeah, I was trailing it, so
Yeah.
I got stopped out at 37.
30. Was that on the 37?
So I'd put it above, I think I'd moved it above like a...
You put it above this on the pullback on the 15, didn't you?
Yeah, just,
Yeah, yeah.
basically what it did with my lot sizes and stuff like that, because I'm trying to stick to $5,000 account that I'd be going for again. So my lots are quite small, but that stopped us out at 76 quid.
Right.
Or it would be a day's wage for me from my previous job.
Yeah.
Or that, I mean, I'm more than happy with that. I'll wait and see if it comes down and figures in for the. I've got a
buy limit on the from 2030.
2030.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the one we've marked up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to see if it will come down onto that, and then I'll see if we take it or not.
Yeah.
But, if not, I'm happy with what we've done today. To be
Oh,
fair.
it's been a lovely day. Like, it makes up for. That's the thing with trading. I mean, before we caught this, I was talking about. I've had like 3 days in a row, 4 days where I've had no trade. But then the next day can give you 100 pips.
Yeah.
That's the thing with trading. But the thing, the key is to being consistently profitable is not taking trades when there's no setups. Because people struggle. Because what they do is they have this attitude. Oh, I've got 2 hours spare. I'm going to jump on the charts. I'm going to trade for 2 hours. And they feel like they have to get a trade. And over time, if you look at charts long enough and there's no setups, eventually you'll start seeing setups because your brain knows what you want and it'll start making you see things what are not actually there.
Yeah. You get FOMO and you just throw in trades, like you say, where they're not there.
I don't really have a limit, Sigma. I trade London live stream, and then I probably max 4 trades for me a day, max. That's max. But I sort of average 2. I take 1 trade in London. Sometimes though we get second entries. We've actually had, not on YouTube, but on TNS. I don't know whether you were on these TNSs, where we've had 3 trades in one. And so we had 3 entries on one setup. So it just depends what the market allows me to get, really. That's the thing. I don't expect any trades. It's just when the market sets up. But probably no more than 4, 2 London, 2 New York. That's max, I would say, for me, trade-wise. I want to be done by 11:30. Let's see if this 30-minute can be the one what flips and drives. It might not though, because if you look at this 30 closed back in, and then the new 30 just messed about for a bit, and then the following 30 is the one what powered through. I don't know whether I'll take this now though. I just want to see if this is still valid, this one. Because we have picked up liquidity, that means we can come back down. I mean, if we look at the 4, there's still 3 hours left of this 4, so this 4 could easily come back, tap, and then pull back and start working its way back up. Yeah, it is still valid, to be fair. Lovely hour close. Look at the hour. Close back in. Top wick. Flipping to the... Do you know what? I could have got a sell stop on. Yeah, we could have had a sell stop on this here. I would have... If price came up and created that top wick for the 30, I'd probably have a sell stop on this. Because the hour is closed below this support here. Every time you close below, you come down to tap 20, 30, 32. So we should be tapping that before it makes its next move anyway. Even if it wants to push back up. Oh, wait there, we didn't actually tap here, did we? We only tapped 20, 33. Does that mean we're only going to tap 20, 33? What's this here? Let me just mark this, guys. I'm going to see what's going on. Where was I? I was there. Is this music too loud? If it's too loud, guys, just let me know. So our close, alright. It doesn't actually come, so we just got to be careful of this here. To be honest, earlier on we did say there was a zone around 2032 where price can come back to. That was it here. So it might not get to 2030. It might just come back to 2032 and then the 4 hour flip to the upside. That's what we could get. So we could come back to 2030, 33, 32 and then flip to the upside. So what I want to do is I'm going to, once we get to that point, I'm going to look on a smaller time frame whether it close full or trail stops. But we should be coming to 2033 really. Unless this is a fake out back to the downside. But I do believe if you want to close above here on the 4 hour, you've got to tap 2032. Or, sorry, 2033 because we just worked that out. We have to tap that if we want to break above this, because price can't just carry on. It can't just keep going. It's got to come back through it. It's like a car. So the car was driving, drove for miles and miles and miles, and ran out of fuel, so it's had to pull back. It's pulled back, right? Refuel. Now if it goes for me, you've only got half a tank. You might just break the highs and then have to come back another half a tank, and so on. But comes up, needs to refuel, pulls back. The more it pulls back, now the more it can push past these levels. And why do we think it's going to pull back more? Well, the reason being because it needs a lot of fuel to push past from here to here, because this is quite a clean range. So if it does come into here, it wants to drive to fill it fairly quickly. Therefore I would imagine it coming to have a decent pullback in order to push straight through that range. Sort of builds itself up. It knows how far the journey is, so it knows how much fuel it needs. We can't short yet now, mate. We've got to wait. The only potential short you've got at the minute, for me, is if this candle comes up, creates a top wick for this 30 and then get a sell stop underneath. That's the only thing, but it's not my trade, mate. Got a tough game on Saturday, Danny.
Did he?
Gonna get smashed, aren't we?
You stay quiet.
We always do good against City, like we do where, you know, we don't win, but we put up a good fight. But I just think
we don't get hammered.
Yeah.
I think that's the big one, is that we don't get hammered.
But just the way we've been playing, I don't know. But then again, I'm hoping Sunderland gives us some confidence. But we need to be realistic. We should have been smashing Sunderland anyway. So should that bring us confidence, really, when we should have been smashing them anyway?
Well, to be fair, yes, we should have been beating Sunderland, but we also should have been beating Forest and Luton.
Yeah.
I think those are the big ones that we've really dropped the ball on. And I have been performing against the bigger teams.
Yeah.
But, like I say, it's to stay in it, we need to be winning the Lutons and the Forests.
Oh, definitely, man. But, I mean, this season's gone now, hasn't it?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think it would be like a big coup if we could break into the top four. I don't think we're going to get into any Europe this season. I just think it's the injuries we've had, and people aren't sort of like coming back and staying fit. They're coming back and then getting injured again.
It's like they're coming back too early, isn't it? Because we're desperate.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
Come back too early and then back out. Like, for me, Wilson, my God, it's like we need another striker, I think.
Oh, definitely.
It's just not reliable.
You know, I've seen loads of things where it's saying, you know, we should get rid of Wilson and stuff like that, and I don't think we should, because his stats are still
Yeah, I don't think get rid of him. I just think add.
We definitely need another striker or two.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think, though? As you're at home, you're at home, you've got a good chance. The whole crowd behind you.
Yeah, we do.
3-1 off Forest at home.
Yeah.
Oh, and you are a much higher caliber than Forest.
You're not playing the team you're expecting to beat. You're the underdog.
Yeah.
It does help, doesn't it?
And that always gets you playing better. You're at home, you got the crowd behind you, and you're only 2 points behind 7th, right? So Europe's definitely in the mix.
I would like it.
For you.
I mean, definitely, and I mean, as I said for last season, I think we did get Champions League too early. I would have preferred to have got like a Europa or a Europa Conference and had a good crack at that.
Yeah.
And then, make a good push this season for a Champions League spot. So, I mean, obviously I'd be absolutely buzzing if we managed to land in it again. I don't think we will. But, at any sort of lower European competition, I think, for where we are as a team and a building team, I think Europa or Europa Conference is the best place to be. And, it's a step up from what we've had. It will attract another level of player to play in a European competition, and that's where you build from.
You say that though, Dan. Now, if you think about the Champions League, really, I mean, that group was the hardest group in the Champions League, right? We were so unlucky.
Should not have done as well as we did.
Yeah, we were so unlucky not to get second. It was like, I mean, we were robbed with the PSG game. You were robbed.
Yeah.
But the way we were so unlucky to not, and our position in that group doesn't, what's the word? It's not how we played. It makes it look shit, basically, being bottom. I think Newcastle new to the group, new to the Champions League, bottom, kicked out straight away. But it wasn't like that. Do you know what? We actually competed.
Yeah, and I mean, like you say, it was unlucky because, yes, I think we lost 3. Was it 3-1 or 3-0 at Borussia?
Yeah, they're a good team, then, though.
Yeah, but then we only lost 1-0 at home.
Yeah.
And we hit R a few times and things like that, so we were pretty close to leveling, and chances are we should have come away with a draw. But, like you say, had things gone slightly different, or maybe even injuries that were got, because I think Murphy was on the pitch for like 4 minutes, but he had his shoulder injury. He hasn't been back since.
Yeah.
So we've lost first team players throughout that competition. But a draw there, if we'd managed to hold on and not get robbed in Paris, then we would have beat PSG twice, home and away. So it could have been totally different. But I mean, anybody who's not a Newcastle fan would just look at that group and be like, oh, well, that was expected. For us, we know we competed in the hardest group, and really we should have got more from it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the experience, that's my big thing, is the experience that it's given these players.
We need some players who've won stuff, like Trippier.
Yeah.
He's won stuff, and that's why he brings that to the table. Yeah. He's won stuff. He won
Liga, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So he knows the cracking.
Where was he?
He was at Atletico.
Ah, right, yeah. Did they win something?
I think they won the league.
They won the league, yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow. Perfect. With Exeter like Trippier.
I'm just going to nip the title card. Yeah, he is.
And Burnley. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. He's a good player.
You've got Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon. You've got pace up front, and that's breaking our high press. That's where your strength is, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Like on our day, we shouldn't be frightened of anybody in this league.
No.
You know, it's we've shown that we can compete, but it's like this, isn't it? Trading, it's like do it consistently, and that's where things are going to go from. But
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's our depth of squad that's causing these problems. There's no possibility of a good rotation, so it's expected that people are going to suffer injuries and things like that throughout a season, especially when you add European games, cup games, things like that into it.
Oh, driving.
Your Italian lad's going to be the one, isn't it?
Tonali.
Who
Yeah.
was not expected, and that's been a big, massive loss for you.
Yeah.
They knew.
I mean, I don't know what the issues are with that. I would have thought it'd be quite a quick one.
I think they want to sell him though. I think they want to sell him, but we want to loan.
Yeah. I think it's all the loan to buy
Yeah.
that's holding it up. So if we can come to some sort of agreement there
Yeah.
and say, yes, we'll buy him, but $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not the 45 you paid for him.
But
I don't think. No, it's 52 when it was paid for.
Is it 52? Bloody
what's
hell.
it?
Yeah.
Good play. He is a good player, like, but he needs to be playing.
But every time he's come on for us, he's played quite well. I've enjoyed playing for us, but he's just not as good as Rodri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodri's class, isn't he?
Yeah, he is class. But Rodri wasn't as good as Fernandinho.
Yeah.
It takes time. It takes time to know what Pep wants and how to do it.
Is De Bruyne back for you now?
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is. That's why you've had your dip in your form, I think. I mean, it wasn't much of a dip, but it was still a dip. It's because he wasn't in that team, man. He's unreal.
I loved him.
It reminds me of myself.
If we win our game in hand, we're 2 points off top, having had a dip. It's not really a dip.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole season this season's been, it's been a weird one because everyone's not played as they would expect. It's
Yeah.
like Concertina's league.
Apart from Villa, I knew Villa were going to do good.
Did you?
Yeah, I had Villa up there, really. The top three is going to be Liverpool, City and Arsenal. Well, either Liverpool or Arsenal. The other one will finish third. City will finish second this season. And then I had the likes of Villa.
I think Arsenal will drop off.
Yeah, I think Liverpool will win it this season.
I'm also hoping that on the condition that we'll buy Phillips, they're going to throw in De Bruyne.
As a buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Give them a break.
Do you know what it is, though? We need, like, a Tonali because I think Bruno needs to be pushed further up the pitch.
Yeah.
So we need someone like that, Phillips, to sit in there. Rice, I'd love to have Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a fantastic player.
He is. He's a great player. Nice. But again, he's having trouble because he's just settling into a team in a different playing system, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's smashing it though. Have you seen his games he's been having?
I think it's probably Kai Havertz that's letting that team down.
Yeah.
Can't have it to let any team down there, wouldn't it, really? Although he just spoke to us in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a whole.
So guys, we've had a nest play on the 15. So 15 broke out. Then the 15 failed to break back above. So now, the only thing with this 15, we haven't had a top wick. You normally get a little top wick and then flip to the downside. We haven't had that, so it'd be interesting to see what this 15 does. If this 15 stays bearish, then yeah, that should be the start of the move to come down. I'd just be cautious around here because this is an area where price can actually pull from to pull back up. So I'll probably close out full around there. See where it can either power through this area, yeah, power through, or it sort of comes to a taps it. I mean, it does eventually come back through, but it's previous data really what I'm looking at. So we're looking good though. Lovely trade, guys. I mean, we're up 52 pips this morning. 52 pips so far.
I let myself down being average Joe.
13.
It's all a learning curve, mate.
Well, that's it. That's it.
Martin's waiting for the Dean. He's waiting to grab the Dean. That's what he's after.
Or a couple of private messages with some
Yeah.
some Dean. Entries, please.
If you're watching on YouTube, guys, and you want to join the community, hit the in the descriptions is a link tree button. Just click on the Discord there. You can get onto the Discord group on there. My profit target, Matt, is I've actually got it at 2032, but I'll probably end up closing out at 2033 because there is a minor support at 2033, where you can reject from. It's just, I mean, it should come and tap 2032. However, all depends on the daily. Whether the daily is going to flip back to the downside or the daily wants to push, and this is just a pullback. And what we've worked out is this area here is the area where the daily is going to start to flip to the downside, or this is the pullback in order to push. So one or two things is going to happen here. You're going to get a break, retest and drop for the daily, and that'll be the direction for the move. Or you're going to get a break, fake out, push for the daily to push back up. So that's why we've got a wing back buy on from this location. So we'd enter here, we'd take partial, move to safety here, and then price can do what it wants. We've took our profit. That's where we get our money. Anything extra is a bonus. So target wise for this trade, yes, you could come down to here, but it won't tap. What it'll do, price will come and it'll bounce around here, right, and then it'll either break out, right, or it'll pop down, break the lows, liquidity grab in order to push back up. So it'll be round here where price will start stalling. That's why my target's there and not 2030. No worries, man. But we're pushing nicely here now. Pushing nicely. Now I do look back on this and I could have took 50% at this point, but it's because that 5 did not push. So I didn't know whether we were going to push further. And the 15, hell of a push on the 15 as well. I do apologise for the music. Can we get to our little zone? We're in the last 5 minutes of the 15. Can this, no top wick on this 5. Can we pop down? Pop. I need to get that tune on, don't I? Look, there is a minor support here on the 5s. So we just want to get past that, really. 5, nice little 5-minute break below there. We need a 5-minute close, yeah. No top wick, so this could flip back up at any point here, guys. There you go.
2030 and then go.
Look at that. Beautiful. Right, guys, I'm going to close out full here. Lovely trade. Fantastic. Oh, you can't actually see. Why can't you see? Oh, I might have to make that bigger and smaller. So, fantastic day's worth of trading. We've closed full for, how many pips was that? 63 to be precise. 63 pips this morning. It took us a while to get there, but this is the thing. you've got to, patience is massive with trading. What it'll do, it'll try and, you think very, very smart people are trying to take your money from you. They're trying to catch you out. What they're going to do is they're going to try and suck you in, get your little setups or minor setups where they think, oh, this could happen, this could happen. Try to suck you in for a trade and then it's ready to burn you. You've got to wait for your perfect trade, right? And wait for your setup where you're like, yes, everything's yes, 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 yes. Okay, and then you want to see price do what you want it to do. Remember what I said with the 4 hour? If price pushes up first, then we can get this on. If it pulls down first, then we're looking at this, and this won't be on. Okay, and price done exactly what we wanted it to do. Okay, so guys, that is me for the stream. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It'll notify you when we're on. If you like what we do at Relentless, get onto the link tree. It's in the descriptions. Join the Discord and all that good stuff. And other than that, guys, I will catch you all tomorrow then. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Pete.
See you later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
See you, man.
And you go.